three different places at once.
Wow. I'm keeping it simple. I'm going to one platform and that's it.
Got to push it.
No.
I don't know how my computer's doing with this. I don't think the computer cares. CPU, 70%, 60%, 60%.
Oh, wow.
50%, 50%. Yeah, it's solid 55%. Well,
mine's sitting at 12%. But I've got, 24 Xeon cores sitting in my computer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 120 gig of RAM, 24 Xeons, and a Quadro.
Yeah, see, I've only got 12 logicals. You know, how many you? Sorry.
Yeah.
Actually, OBS is only using 4% of the CPU.
Well, that's not bad.
Which is weird. For the stream, the rest of it's like, I don't know what it's doing, actually. It's weird. I must break it down. Oh, the profile, actually running the software is using a lot of it. That's kind of cool, though. I'm impressed with that. It's solid.
That 50%. Is pretty good. Right,
so people jump into there, they can see it. If you go into, actually, if you see watch, you can go to Discord and check it and see if it works okay.
Yes, I actually do have Discord running. I don't know how to check your stream. What are you streaming on? Oh, I see it. You are streaming on the Xbox Cast.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
put your video in on the Citadel, not on the Nexus.
I was going to get everyone to see it, wasn't I?
Yeah, that's only you, me.
Voice podcast watch? No.
No. The video, the thing you put. Hi, gang. It's been lucky enough. Blah blah blah. That sort of stuff.
I chucked that in the wrong place?
You chucked that in the wrong place.
All right, let's just grab that. There you go. Right, in the right place.
Sweet. Sweet. So, hello everyone. We're just fiddling with the stream at the moment to make sure everything is working fine. But yeah, we are here today with Cthulhu Awakens. Well, we're not actually here with Cthulhu. That would be bad.
That would be amazing, but I don't think we will.
I don't think we'd survive very long.
I'll give it a go.
Yeah, true. You could. It'll be a bit wet. So yeah, Green Ronin have given us an advanced preview copy of the book. So backers should be getting their copies now. And we've got this one. The actual book probably won't be released until October, around Halloween, I believe it is. And they have given me permission to live stream it and stick it up here for all you guys to see how the game is actually played. So with that, I am joined by my co-host, Lee. How is it going?
Oh, mate, I'm all right. All right. How are you?
I'm pretty good. It's been a lot of hours put into getting this running. I think it's been 1 a.m. for the last 5 nights trying to put it all together.
Jeez, it's crazy.
Yes, I've been a very tired boy.
Yeah. That's crazy. I haven't been doing that at all. I just turned up and do talking.
Yeah. Nope, that's all good. You do talking well.
Okay.
So, with that, what we're going to do is go over the difference and this to the other age systems, how characters are slightly different. We'll be breaking it up into a couple of sessions. This one will be focusing on bonds, how bonds work, how they sort of relate to your character. I've got a couple of characters with bonds already made in it. How terror works. Yes?
What is a bond?
So, in the original age, a bond was basically your personal connection with something. In the Cthulhu one, this is pretty much the same thing, but they've refined it. As you can see on my stream, it will have the different bonds that are available. If you go over to page 8 of the character creation handout, I might be able to just show you that. Show all players. Go to bonds. You'll see there's 2 key sets of bonds: internal bonds and personal. Internal, which are personal bonds, and external bonds. So an external bond is your connection with something out of this world or something not in your control. Personal bond is a personal bond you have that is, well, that's a personal bond you have. It's not really much else to say. However, they are used to generate stunt points.
So what is a bond, though? Is it a physical thing, is it?
Well,
Or is it just
if we scroll down, we can see Bond's description for an enlightenment bond. That there is, if you have been affected by something within the mythos, it's called an alienation effect, then you have an enlightenment bond. So say you see a deep one for the very first time, you would have to roll a test, an alienation test on it. If you fail the test, you would get an enlightenment bond, which will help you overcome your fear of these creatures. You would also get an external bond with them as well, which would help me make the fear stronger, but we can play them in different levels. Then you've got ideological bonds, so that could be, you know, you are highly religious and you've got an ideological personal bond that will help you in certain circumstances. So say some demon comes and appears to you. If you are religious, you are a soldier of Christ, as it says right here, then you could use that to... Something keeps beeping on my computer.
I'm sorry, it's me.
It's you? Okay.
Just ignore me.
You would be able to use that to overcome the demon, especially if you do something stupid like summon it at a crossroads. There are material bonds, so that there is your bond with something physical. Say you have a favourite gun or some lucky dice or something like that. You've got melancholy bonds, which are bonds that are attached to the dreamlands if you visit there. Organisational bonds, this could be an internal or external bond, so a personal or external bond, and that could be something along the lines of you work for the police force, so you have a bond with the police organisation. That would be a personal one. Or it could be you work for the police force, therefore you've got a hit on you from some sort of drug gang
or something.
Yeah, so that would be, the mob has put a hit on you. That is an external bond that I, as a DM, can then use to generate stunts against you. You've then got relationship bonds, so they can also be external or personal. That could be your bond with a person, that could be a bond with some creature, it could be good, it could be bad, all that sort of stuff. And the final one is a terror bond, which is pretty much the opposite of the enlightenment bond. So if you fail a test because a Shoggoth has appeared in front of you, well, that's a terror bond that I, as the DM, can then use against you to, you know, freak you out. It'll generate stunts, all that sort of cool stuff. And that's kind of a general thing of how bonds work, but we will go into that a bit deeper when we go into the different characters and how to create bonds and that sort of stuff.
Okay.
So we can go with the very first slot. It pretty much plays the same as the previous age. You have your abilities, which are rated between -2 and 7. They have kept it now at 7, which is good because I've had some players go right up to 10. Yeah, at level 1. No, that's bad. They've also kept it that you can get 12 enhancements and you increase them. They have removed the rando thing. However, this is the rando stream, so we can still create random. Sorry, what was that?
We need it.
Yeah. They should all still work. Let's see. Roll. Yep, so accuracy 3, communication of 0. So the rando stream still works with randomness. You've then got a background. They still have the social class outside a lower class middle, but they have kept it down to just 3 per level instead of the 15 or so that we were getting in modern age. And they're more generalised, so yeah, a lot more generalised. Professions, they now have the ability to create your own profession, which is good, especially for the rando stream, so we can create really random professions. Or you've got instant professions, which is basically the core ones from the previous age book, but they are no longer tied to your social class. So you could be an upper class or an upper class medic, or you could be an outsider medic.
Okay.
Drives work exactly the same. Resources work the same. Depletant equipment pretty much works the same. Health, defense, and toughness. One key thing with this is your health. You start off with 15 plus your constitution plus any improvements you get through your drive or your profession, and that's it. At level 20, you will have that amount of health.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Your health does not go up at all.
But you can improve your profession, or drive would improve it, would it?
Drive and profession will give you +5. So you start with 15. You can get +5 for each of those, giving you an extra +10, so that puts it up to 25. And at level 1, you can have a max of 4 in a skill. So if you put your constitution to 4, that means you're getting 29 at level 1. The only way to improve it would be choosing some sort of talent that will give you a little bit of a bonus to your health or increase in your constitution.
Constitution, yeah.
Yep. But as that's maxed at 7, if you don't choose any talents, which I don't know if there are any at the moment, there probably will be some later on, that will basically give you a maximum of 32 health. And as you know, guns are dangerous.
Yeah, you die.
Yeah, you definitely die. Bonds we have gone over, but we'll go over a bit more. One of the other things, if we close off that one, they have changed weapons over. So we go to the player handout, go to equipment and weapons. I'll show that with you so you don't have to search for it.
Thank you.
So I don't know why I have that. That's better. And then I close the sidebar. So weapons operate pretty much the same way. However, they have simplified it. So we won't go with melee weapons. If we go with ranged weapons, you'll see the very first one is a bow. The default one is a medium weight self bow. So standard recurve bow, not a long bow, nothing like that. But you see, bow also has an accuracy bows or long arms. So if you choose crossbow, it changes it into a long arm. You have effective, fragile, ineffective, all these different qualities that you can add to the bow, which will change how the bow works. So a good example, if I go to one of the characters we've created in Terror from the Deep, if we have a look at Mikey, you can see...
Mikey. I can't see any characters. All I see is Cthulhu Awakens. I can't see any maps.
You can't see characters. If you go to tokens... actors, Terror from the Deep characters, you should see.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, you've taken off the screen. Okay.
So you open Mikey, you'll see he has a semi-automatic pistol and an M4 carbine. So, the M4 carbine, for some weird reason, it's not actually going to let me... This is a weird glitch I've come across. Clicking on it won't let you edit it. It'll just bring up the icon, which is a bit of a pain. I wonder if I have to give it a quick reload.
Click on sheet. Default sheet, age. Okay.
That often fixes it. Terror from the Deep. NPCs, nope. Characters, Mikey. Info. Oh, well, this is a real big pain in the butt.
Oh, what a roll.
It's not going to actually give me the thing I want to show off. Okay, no, I found it. I've also stored it under equipment, Terror from the Deep. So, an M4 carbine. It is a standard rifle. However, it has the qualities of blast fire, fully automatic, grenade launcher, lightweight, semi-automatic, and it has an attachment of a laser sight, which means you no longer have to use the long arms thing. It's not a one-shot rifle, like a hunting rifle or a carbine, one of those click-click ones from Westerners type things. It becomes an automatic weapon, which puts it into the assault rifle tab. And with that, you are basically able to customize any weapon you want to basically do whatever you want, which sounds like it's a bit confusing, but kind of, I don't know. What would your thoughts be on that?
You have to be a little bit careful, surely, how people mess around with it. You'd have to restrict it a little bit, wouldn't you?
You do. I mean, to begin with, like with rifles, you start with a bolt-action rifle.
Is it a money thing? So you can kind of go, that's fine, but it will cost you X amount to do it, so it restricts it a little bit that way.
Yes, it is a bit. So say a standard rifle costs 11 resources. If you want an automatic variant to make it into assault rifle, or a machine gun, probably just an assault rifle, that might cost an extra 3, so that 11 goes to 14.
Yeah, I guess that actually makes sense. The more experience you get, the more you can upgrade your weapons.
Correct.
So it kind of does make sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it simplifies it, so everything just starts off. You start off with just a standard handgun, which is a 38 revolver, or a simple weapon like that. You want a fully automatic pistol, like a Desert Eagle or something, well, you'll have to upgrade that or buy a better one, which, would have the automatic and the heavy trait, giving it more punching power.
Yeah, does it give restrictions on the weapon? So say you make it automatic, it's not as precise and stuff like that?
It does a bit. So this is called the Weird Century. It's based between 1920 to 2020. If you wanted to do 1920, then you go with a rifle. If you wanted an assault rifle, well, you'll be limited to basically what they had, post World War
in the 1920s, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Tommy gun.
Tommy guns, yeah.
Basically, yeah. In which case that would be heavy, so it will weigh more because we didn't have manufacturing abilities back then, but it might have other features on it. You wouldn't have access to an anti-material rifle.
Mm-hmm. And also it's the spray. The Tommy guns are pretty random. They're not very precise. And
they would be.
They take longer to reload and all sorts of stuff, I imagine, don't they? Yeah.
They do. So technology will limit what you can get, and because they've simplified a rifle as a rifle, it just depends on what abilities you get depending on what century you're playing. It's, like machine guns would only be available with the old Vickers machine gun for 1920 sort of thing.
Is this, so you base this on real life rather than do they give you like guidelines, or is it all just like a...
They do a bit. So in the weapons catalogue, they will give you a few things. I'm looking at rifles.
Whereabouts is that? You put that on my screen.
I can indeed. There we go.
Okay, cool.
So for some reason, it keeps popping into that. So I go to...
melee? Not melee. Oh, they're ranged, I guess.
Ranged, yes.
Yeah. Handgun, heavy rifles.
So handgun. Okay, a handgun would be a pistol. In around the 1950s, you might be able to get a semi-automatic one, which would be an Uzi. So real early light weapons. However, if you want an SMG like a P90, you'd have to wait until you're in the late 90s to get.
Yeah.
And that will change it from a pistol to an SMG, which will be a lot more powerful.
Yep.
It does say somewhere, I may not have written it down, the book does actually have dates and stuff like that, but here we go, throwing knives. While these weapons are most often blade-heavy knives used by hobbyists and performers, many cultures have developed throwing blades, such as the shuriken. This would become common in Western countries by the 1980s. Examples with a powerful quality might be a hatchet or a tomahawk, or the Central African Mambili.
Oh, yeah, those guys.
I don't know them, I'm sorry.
No, I don't know. Soaking. So, does it restrict you depending on what sort of character you are, or do we always play humans?
You play humans.
You always play humans?
You always play humans, and there is no restriction on race or gender. Everybody's just equal, no matter what.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
So, I think, how about we look at creating a random character, shall we?
Sure.
If I go and create a new character, we'll call him Rando. Now, I don't need to assign you rights because you have GM rights, which means you should just see Rando sitting there.
I do.
Yep.
Here he is.
Makes it a bit easier. So we'll do the Rando rolls for abilities because that is fun. You may right-click at will. I'm just going to clear off...
So I opened up the character creation screen and it's giving me backgrounds outside of all that. It hasn't given me the roles. Do I need a different screen?
No. Character creation screen, it's abilities. So if you go back to the main one, number 2, abilities. And then scroll down to the bottom of that, it has the Rando abilities.
I am sorry, I did not see that. I don't know where I'm looking for that.
I will show that.
There you go, thank you.
Yep.
I didn't have that screen up. So it's not the character creation. I just clicked on the character creations and the token mode under roles. Okay, so it's not the same.
Sorry, no, character creation as player handouts. Oh, why does it constantly change it to do that? Right, so you're on page 2 with the abilities.
Yeah, I was just I can't find it, but that's fine. Okay, cool.
You can't?
I've got it in front of me now, but I mean, I can't find it when I look for it on the compendium side.
Compendium, it will be player handouts, and then there is a folder there called character creation.
Oh, player handout. Oh, I got you. Okay, cool. I see.
Yeah.
Right. Ability spelled wrong.
Really?
It's a Y, not an IE.
Okay. Okay, so abilities.
A 1.
Just right click on
you're supposed to write on this side, so just on the button.
Accuracy, -1.
-1, oh dear. 2.
2, yep.
2, con 2. Dex 1. Fighting 0. Intelligence is 1.
Yep.
Perception is 2. Strength
0.
And willpower is 2.
Excellent. So that still works as it should. Next one is the background. So we can roll on the social class roller or just a straight D6. I've made sure this time I've put both the D6 and the social class ability there. So 2 is lower class. Okay, if we go down a bit, we have the lower class, which will be city dweller, labourer, or military. 2, city dweller.
2 seems to be consistent with 2s.
We do. So with a city dweller, you start off with a resource level of 2. You have bonds, 1 personal. So the way they've done it, an outsider relies more on people, so they get 2 personal bonds. Lower class gets 1 personal bond. Middle class gets nothing. Upper class, because you're at the higher echelon, people don't like you as much, therefore you get 2 external bonds to begin with.
Okay, which would be like a police court person or something like that.
It could be anything from, well, I mean, how did you make your money? Why are you upper class? It could be anything, really. So dexterity up by 1. You have a focus of streetwise or stamina. And I have a 1d6 rolly there. So streetwise. Okay, talent, hard case, or misdirection. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You are rolling a lot of 2s.
I know.
2, 2, 2, 2.
Oh, that's crazy. That's 4 in a row.
Okay.
Whoa. Okay, that's unusual.
So hard case is a pretty cool one. Basically, if you take damage, the next round you get to do more damage.
Oh,
you thrive on. Yes, you get angry.
You're like a barbarian, or what do we call it? Like you're raging, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. Oops, 15. Okay,
Plus
so
1 bonus attack rolls for any round where you take damage. Okay.
Yeah.
Fighting 2, strength 2. So have I got that?
It doesn't matter if you get a talent as part of your background, profession, or drive. You don't have to have the requirements to get it.
Oh,
however,
okay.
if you want to level it up, you will have to get the requirements once you hit level 2 and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But anything you attain at the start of your journeys in this world, you will basically, you don't have to meet the requirements.
Right, got you. Okay.
Right, so roll me a 2d6 and we'll see what benefit you get for that. You didn't get a 2.
I got the number 2 line though, so does that count still?
Yeah, true. So you get dexterity stealth.
I'm sneaky.
You are. Right, that is it for your background. Now your profession. So do you want to choose a random stuff for the profession, or do you want to just do an instant profession?
Oh, no, I think go random, because I like the whole random thing. It makes me chuckle over randomness we get.
In that case, under B, learned professions, you can right-click on ability focus roller and talent roller. So you get flexible weapons.
Ooh, that's quite cool. What's that do?
Yes.
Skill weapons and flexible weapon group.
Yes,
Okay,
so basically nunchucks, chains, whips, that sort of stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, that suits my lower class, doesn't it, I guess.
It does. Now right-click on the
fighting.
talent roller.
Intrigue. Intriguing.
Okay, so what type of background will give you intrigue and nunchucks?
Sounds like I work on the street, like I'm a bouncer or something, doesn't it, almost?
Some sort of bouncer,
like,
yeah.
You're listening to information when people come into the club, and then, that's how you work out stuff, because you're kind of nosy.
No, so that actually works. So I'm going to put bouncer for your profession. Social class was lower.
Yep. And use anything that comes to hand for fighting, which makes sense.
What was I can't remember what your background was. It was 222 city
lower.
Dweller.
So it's city dweller, that's right, yeah. Which kind of makes sense. Working in a club in the city. Maybe my contact could be the owner of the club or something.
That's actually not a bad... I've spelt dwell a lot wrong live on stream, but yeah, no, that's not a bad idea. Oh, D-W-E-L-L... No, I spelled it right. Huh.
It's right, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, no, that would work out, having the club owner or someone in the
works.
Club. It does. If you go to C, right-click on the improvement roller, and that will tell us what sort of improvement we get.
2 points of personal bonds and count your profession as social and emotional benefits.
Okay, so I am going to give you have +3 bonds.
Okay. So what does that mean?
We will get to that fairly soon.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Okay, now your drive. What drives you?
What drives me? So 1d6?
1d6. So that is column 1. Roll 1d6 again. Or you could just right-click on the drive roller and that will just tell you the drive. There we go, penitent. You've done something in a past life.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you have, if we go into persona, your drive is penitent. Your quality is humility. So you have fallen low and learnt from it. So you're not so quick to judge or accept accolades. However, your downfall is guilt. Something is haunting you.
Wow. Sounds deep.
And then roll a d6 for the advancement and then a second d6 for the improvement. 6 is living on the fringe. Ooh. That makes it very difficult for people to basically track you down, know your history and that sort of stuff.
Okay, so for -220 tests against information with you and your abilities.
Yeah.
And you know where the black market is experts, you know where the black market's... Well, this makes complete sense to my characters. So
it does, actually. And then roll a second d6, so you'll either get another +2 bond or +5 health.
Nice. Well, this makes sense as well, because I'm a bouncer, so you'd be stronger.
It does. So your starting health will be 22.
22. See, I don't know how it always comes together, these characters. I don't know.
So, next part, we've done the drive. We will ignore resources and equipment. We've done that. Health, we have done all that. We're now to level 8 bonds. So this is where the crux of the character creation works. So with bonds, you've already mentioned that you would like to have a personal bond with maybe the club owner. Yep, you have 3 levels, so you can up it to 3 levels, or you could choose another bond as well. You can have a bond at level 3, a bond at level 2, and a bond at level 1, or 3 level 1 bonds.
So what does that mean? Like, does that mean more powerful?
A level 3 bond. So the way it works, if you are in a situation that the bond would be relevant, for that encounter, you get to use your bond level to generate extra stunt points. So you can either generate stunt points without having stunt points, or you could add to the current amount of stunt points you have. So you can see here...
I'm wondering...
Yep.
My character would go level 2 on on the club, and level 1 on a drug dealer. like a well-known drug dealer or something, or like an underworld drug dealer type
Okay,
character.
so both of these would be... so would the club be the organisation bond?
Yes, that sounds perfect. Yeah.
Okay, so if you go over to the social tab on the character sheet, you will see there I have put a organisation personal, and what is the club's name?
Blue Lagoon.
Blue Lagoon.
Isn't that the dodgy club from Police Academy or something like that?
I honestly don't know. I haven't seen Blue Lagoon in a while. And
name
then
already
your
dodgy club.
personal bonds will be a relationship bond with...
Which I think will be a drug dealer guy. You know, who's kind of...
with who? Dio?
I'm just going underworld, basically. That's what I'm thinking with this guy. Like, he knows a club owner. He knows a kind of... Dave the
Underworld
dealer.
contacts. I've put it as that. So you can now see under your relationship, you have 2 points with Underworld Contact and 2 points with Blue Lagoon as an organisation and 1 point with Underworld Contact. If we put them on your quick release one, you will see there that there is up and down arrows next to the little star on the main sheet. On the social sheet, they're also next to it. So say you are in the club, something happens in the club, you roll, say a rival mob gang has burst into the club and are shooting. You roll, you know you just need that one extra stunt point to get 4, so you can use call shot, making your damage penetrating, and you get another 1d6. That will guarantee you kill the boss. What you can do is use the little down arrow to drop it from level 2, bar 2, to 1, bar 2. So you've used one of your personal bonds. And that will, if you rolled
like
3...
Favor. You're calling a favour, basically.
That's kind of a good way of putting it. You are calling a favour with your bonds level to increase your stunt points.
Got you. Okay.
They will basically reset at... The book has it written down that they reset at the start of every session. I personally don't like that system. A lot of games do it. I think Pathfinder does it for hero points and stuff. I prefer it based on an encounter, because you could have one session do 3 encounters, and you can only use the bond once, or you could have one session as a very long session with the encounter, and it rolls over to the next week and then the next week, and suddenly you've used 3 bonds within the same encounter.
Yep. Yeah,
so
sure.
I prefer it per major encounter, not the mini ones. So say you're investigating a house, a haunted house, that would be the major overarching encounter. Once you are finished in the house, then your bonds would reset.
Resets. Cool. Okay.
So that is how you use personal bonds, and that is how you basically build a character with... Basically, it adds flavour to the character, I think.
Well, it's similar to what we were doing beforehand. We had a contact. And it was like I had the police commissioner or something. I was a politician, I had the police commissioner.
Exactly. So in that particular scenario, you would have... Remember, you rolled, but it was not a good roll.
Mm-hmm.
You could have used that. You can also use it to basically up dice 1-to-1 ratio or 2-to-1 for the stunt dice. So you could have used that to up the roll and made sure you got a good result out of it because you've got a personal bond with the commissioner.
Yes. Takes role-playing out of it a little bit, doesn't it, I guess? Well, I suppose you'd still have to say, oh, remember, I'm going to use my mate who owns Blue Lagoon to help me here with this. He knows so-and-so or something, or knows...
Well, I don't know. I think it actually adds to the role-playing a bit because you're going deeper. You're basically building an actual character, not just a blank slate that you can attach on whatever you want.
Yeah, it has a history.
Yeah.
Can you add more bonds as
you
go?
can.
Do they increase?
Yep. So if you join another organisation, then you would get another personal bond with that organisation starting at level 1. Then if you do stuff with it, you can start increasing that bond.
Got you. Okay.
Same with people. If you meet an NPC and you befriend him and all that sort of stuff, well, that will be the start of a bond, and the more you interact with that NPC, the higher the level the bond is.
Got you. It's like you're almost XPing up the bond.
It is indeed, yes. So if we close off Rando and we open up some of the characters I made, these characters were created about 2 years ago for a live show I done down at the Cabana. We rented the Cabana for Halloween and basically used Modern Age. I was using the horror rules from the companion guide to basically make a Cthulhu-based roleplay.
Wow, okay.
And these are the characters I created. So they're fully fleshed out. They have all of their things. If you open Alana, we go to their persona. So she is an achiever. Her quality is ambition. Her downfall is obsession. We have a full background. We actually created backgrounds for the characters. And we created a secret note for the characters that would play out during the adventure. Sorry, my throat's getting a bit sore.
Sorry?
So we can see the player GM's secret note. She knows about the non-redacted full backup drives separate to the rest of the system because she helped build the system. She is an artist, but she keeps up the morale of the crew in this particular thing. However, she's also the lead systems engineer. If we go to her social tab, we can see she has 2 on an ideological personal bond, which is work achievement. So she's proud of the work she's done. She is absolutely, she's super proud of it. She built the system that this research team is using. And as a consequence, whenever she is doing something within that particular field, say a system has gone down, she is able to use her personal bond with it to bring it back up.
So this bond thing's not new? This has just been brought to the
It's
online
not new. It is in all of the Age systems. We just don't play it as much because we're doing one-offs. So
got you. Okay.
I do have it running in our Expanse game. My wife has made a bond with a mechanic called Nathaniel, who it's rather amusing. Anytime the ship takes damage and one of the crew is knocked out, she always throws Nathaniel under the bus. So it's Nathaniel gets knocked out. But she is chief engineer. She's basically taken on Nathaniel as an apprentice engineer because he is very good with working with mech suits. So, so she uses her bonds with him.
I suppose the random doesn't really work because she's not playing next time, are you? So if you do make a personal relationship, then...
Exactly. We did use it a little bit when we done the museum heist.
Yeah, but that was more kind of made up, wasn't it? That suited the situation at the time.
Yeah. We can see organisation, personal bond. She's got team building. Mainly that there is she does the morale of the group, of the organisation. So it says in her personal bio that she has done dance and theatre. And if you have a look at her thing, she's got communications expression, which is dancing and stuff. I think I may have put down there it's more improv shows, but yeah, she's into theatre and she uses that to improve the morale of the research team. Okay. And then she's got a personal bond of the professor who basically got her into physics and that sort of stuff, and she still keeps in touch with that professor. You will see other things, honorifics, alienation. We'll get into that in a little bit. Mm-hmm. If we open up... Yeah, we can have a look at all of them. So we can go to Ben. He is a Russian test pilot who's become the grease monkey, and he's the mechanical engineer for the research team, basically keeping the base running.
And the chef.
And he has a personal relationship with the chef. Yes, he can find things. He's basically the black market person. So every time the chef cooks with alcohol or advanced spices, he's the one who gets it brought in, because he gets it in when he gets parts in to maintain everything. So, yeah, that was Ben. And when we played the game, Ben actually used that to be able to find hidden stuff. So he used the base mechanic to basically find hidden weapons and all that sort of stuff.
See, that's his secret notes from the player.
Yes, he knows where the staff keeps the hidden items, weapons, alcohol, that sort of stuff. He didn't so much go for weapons, but he had gotten all the alcohol in the base, and basically the party were going insane, and it was a horror game, so everyone was nuts. He kept them all sane with alcohol.
Crazy.
Then we've got the chef, we've got his personal Bond. He is the main pilot. He is the only one of the team that I didn't use the base professions. I used the new learned professions ability to give him the piloting feature.
Skill, okay.
We then go to Chris, who is the base psychiatrist. So that's Christoph from the Lovecraft store.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yes.
Okay.
So he is Dutch.
His hair's not long enough, though.
No, his hair isn't. We can see he has a personal relationship. He's the base psychiatrist. He knows all the staff's secrets. And if you have a look at his personal one, during one of his psychiatry sessions with the base commander let his password slip.
Brilliant.
Yes. You'll also notice most of the non-combatant type people don't have weapons. They can punch, but not very well. And then Mikey, who was the security guard attached to the team. So his ideology is self-help. If you have a look at his persona, his background, basically he was on a mission. Things went to hell. He was locked away by the enemy, and it wasn't until the government made a deal that he got out of prison, but most of his team didn't survive. When he got back, he found one of his kids had died from a genetical disease and the other one was super sick. So he left the military, went into personal security to make lots of money in order to to pay the medical bills.
Yes.
So with that, his social bond is an ideology, personal self-help. God helps those who help themselves.
I see. I wonder what you meant by that. Okay. So
Yes.
he's read quite a lot of books.
Basically, he doesn't believe in ordained destiny or anything like that. He believes, if a door is open to you, you take the opportunity. And that goes with his GM secret notes. He has been offered enough money to pay all of his daughter's medical bills if he steals a certain research with a particular code. So the team actually worked together. One person knew the base commander's code to access the files. All the files were redacted, so the other person knew where the non-redacted files were. And you'll also see he has 28 hit points. Because of his background, he got an extra 10 on his health, and he has a Constitution 3. So he's the tank of the party.
Yep. Which suits Mikey as well.
It does. So that's kind of how you build characters with bonds, with flaws, that sort of stuff. Does that sort of make sense?
Yeah, makes complete sense. Yep. Yeah, for sure.
So the Rando stream, it won't help too much. Random one-shots, it won't help. But if you have a set particular thing, so if we go to the CIC map, I'll actually bring you along with me. We can see everybody is in the meeting room. This is where the adventure started. They're in the meeting room or in the conferencing room talking with the base captain. And then Captain all hell Haddock. Breaks. Yeah.
This is a bit fishy, isn't it?
I steal names from everyone, so this name was stolen from Tintin.
Of course it was.
Yes. I can hear seagulls, which we're about 5k from the ocean, so that's usually not a good sign.
Ah, it must be rough.
It must be. We've had a bit of rough weather of late.
Yeah, that's what it'll be.
Yeah.
Seagulls don't like it.
No. Oh, well. So yeah, the next thing I would like to go over, which is basically based a little bit on the bonds, I hope I've written it down, is alienation and distortions. So I'm going to show you that so you don't have to go looking for it.
Oh, thank you.
So this basically goes in with the bonds. It creates bonds, but you'll also notice, so say I go to Alana, I think she's the only one who I'd done it with. If you have a look at her socials, she had under honorifics, alienation entities, phenomena, revelations, and visitations.
Yeah, she's the only one with it as well. Yeah.
Yes. Now, there are 4 focuses that you get for willpower. You get courage, faith, morale, and self-discipline. Each one of those will dictate a certain... Well, no, each of the entities you can encounter in the mythos will dictate what sort of role it will cover. A key one here, if you open up you go Terror from the Deep, NPC, and Deep One. If we go to make it into the block, not the full one, I made it a full to add the icon to it. We can go over, you see it says alienation. When it first reveals itself, the Deep One provokes a TN13 entities relationship, alienation test.
So she's got a relation.
Sorry?
She's got revelations, you mean?
No, so this one is an entities alienation test. So the sheet that I showed you before...
Yep, no, I got that, yeah. I was just looking at, so how does that match up with her? So say, if I move things around, say a Deep One burst into the office. Well, we go to Alana, we open up her character, and we have a look. It requires an entities relationship, which entities is willpower, courage. So you then smack that.
Yep, so that's not going to help her too much. So she would roll just straight willpower. And she gets a 9. These are simple tests, which means they do not generate stunt points.
Oh, I see. Entities alienation test. I got you. Okay.
Yeah. So she fails, which means...
So why doesn't it help? 'Cause surely courage would help against...
No. Courage will help against...
Actually, we can see. So monsters...
Well, courage helps against entities, which is what this... Basically, you're staying... you're not afraid. If something big and giant, a monster appears, you are not afraid of it. In this case, Alana has failed. She is terrified of this creature that's just burst in. If she wanted to use self-discipline, that would be a revelation test. So it says here, the Necronomicon is the most famous source of alienation revelations, but many other text, artwork, oral tradition, scientific papers, and even masterworks of corrupt geniuses can contain the seed of toxic wisdom. When studied, flower into the knowledge that leaves no room for the human condition, save as a ragged veil to be torn off, so that one may experience the glorious of the unknown. So effectively, when she gets something that...
It's an items thing, isn't it? So
it's kind of an item, yeah. If she was to meet...
historical knowledge, almost, isn't it? It's not that.
Yeah, it would be. An artifact, an ancient artifact that fractures your psyche, tests you in ways that you didn't know. So you go into a pyramid and you find a book that contains a detailed thing of a starship. Well, that would freak you out, because why would that be buried inside a pyramid?
Something that's 1,000 years old, yeah.
Yeah, you would then roll a revelations test on that. Now, because...
Okay.
Yeah, so now because she has failed, we will... Whoop, I said close. Oh, wait, no. There we go. Now I can close that. Because she has failed, we go over to her social tab. We go entities. That there has become... we can see there her penalty, enlightenment, and terror. That is now at a +1. Make it a +1. And her penalty will always be now +1 for it. So things are going to get harder.
I opened up so that doesn't update there. So I looked at alienation and entities and it doesn't update, or do I need to refresh the screen?
Try having a look at her honorifics now. I've just updated it.
No, it's not worked, but maybe I need to close the character and reopen it again.
Okay.
No, it still says 000.
000.
If you look at my stream, it doesn't say anything actually. It says penalty, enlightenment, and terror. It's got nothing next to it. The one with test courage, yeah.
No.
Entities.
Entities. So the top one.
Yeah, entities. Yeah, yeah.
Should have entities +1.
No, it doesn't say it.
Yeah.
Not under social.
That is weird. Sometimes the game does glitch out a bit. I spent a lot of time creating Mikey. And then when I went back into him, he was still a 0 character with 0 in each stat, no equipment, no writing, no nothing.
That's annoying.
That is annoying. Remember, actually, the stream we done for Cyberpunk, how I could not see any of the characters you guys have made.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't know why.
Yeah, okay.
So if we go back to this particular one, we can scroll down, alienation test. We have failed that. This was a frightening one. So yeah, her alienation has gone up by 1. The way that will work, she will now get both in relationship. If I go to, where does it go? Nope, I would give her basically 2 more relationships. So I go items, no, I go character powers, I put it there, magic. I'm trying to remember where I put all the stuff. Socials, there it is. So I go an external bond and an personal bond, if it copies over. So her external bond is now a relationship of with the deep one. So that would
not great.
Not great at all. I'm still getting a bit used to some of the stuff in here, so it is taking me a little bit of time to write these in, but I will get there. Okay, so she goes down to a relationship, external, and this is deep one. And then relationship, personal. Deep one. So both of those are now at 1, which means I will be able to use 1 stunt point to hinder her in some way, but I can't use multiple ones, so I can't have 10 deep ones come running in and they all use stunt points against her. But she gets to use 1 stunt point with the deep one, and her entities has gone up 1. Now, if she fails another alienation test, say the deep one goes up to her, and then does something like maybe it targets her and it does a massive claw attack. That is a success. I do some damage onto her. Well, she's almost died because of the damage. Look at that, she's gone down to 3 hit points and now she's covered in blood.
Not a great day.
That would freak her out, so she would have to make another test. But this is at a +1, so she goes willpower. That is 9. She has failed yet again. So her test, go to socials. Her alienation for entities would now go to a +2, and her personal bond with deep ones, both of them go up to +2.
And this, people, is why you do not get into fights in this game.
Yeah. Yeah, 1 hit, 1 kill. With that, she keeps doing that until she hits up to 5. And once she hits 5, her personal bond will stay the same. That can never go above 5, I believe, but that will stay at 5. Her external bond, I believe, would reset back to 0. And her alienation test would reset back to 0 as well. Everything resets. However, she gets what is now called a distortion. And a distortion is basically you've gone nuts. Crap has happened and you have gone nuts.
You have lost the plot.
You have lost the plot. So I'll show that again. That is on page 2, distortions. You've got all these different distortions here: eccentric, marked, obsessive, ominous, pessimistic, presence, primal, quiet, ritualistic, sensory, transformative, and utopian. Each of them does something separate, but you'll get one of these particular things. The DM can also create stuff. So say I wanted to create one. The deep ones come from the ocean. She now has a distortion, fear of the ocean. I don't know what that's called. It's bound to be something.
It is, yeah.
You are allowed 5 distortions. Once you get your 6th one, you've just lost the plot. You've gone completely mad, and the old ones have your soul.
Can you undo the distortions, or are you done?
You can, but it takes time. They are generally considered permanent, however.
Right, okay.
Yes. So you've got temporary ones. Say I hit her, she might have a temporary distortion of primal. So with primal, she just goes absolutely nuts when she sees it. That will last until the end of the encounter, then it would go off. But that would count towards the total. So if she gets, say, 3 temporary distortions and she has 2 permanent, she's still gone completely nuts, and that's game over for that character.
Yep. Primal's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's kind of how distortions, alienation, bonds, all that sort of work. However, she is still able to use her internal bond with that. Say she wants to.
She can counteract it a little bit.
She can counteract it a little. The best way to do it would be get rid of whatever was giving you the distortion, especially if they are temporary distortions, by using stunts against it to eliminate it, or using your bond with it to up your dice so you can basically get rid of it.
Yeah. I mean, our world sensory as a vast, invisible realm operating alongside our own, either sharing physical space or creeping into the edge of our dream. So you basically see different universes, like alternate universes.
Basically, you could be high on mushrooms.
Wow.
Yes. So I'll just reset her back to 16 hit points. And I will clear all the blood from her. I don't know if blood appeared on your screen.
Oh, it was too... My screen's full of stuff. Oh, yeah, it did, yep.
Yep.
Blood everywhere.
So, yeah, it's a new system. I actually quite like it. I feel it makes the characters a lot more realistic characters. It gives a lot more role-playing potential. But
way more role-playing, yeah, definitely.
Especially with the fact that you can use these bonds to help you along. Before, bonds were just, yay, I've got a tie-in with this. It might pop up once or twice. This one, every time you use the bond, things actually happen. It has a physical presence in the game, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, for sure. I was just thinking, I was just trying to get back up again. But yeah, there's a Utopia one there as well. So there could be you could almost use it to advantage a little bit.
You can. Yeah, distortions are not necessarily negative. They're taking you away from the world around you, basically.
Yeah, I guess that's a Cthulhu thing, isn't it, though?
It is, yeah. That's the whole point of Cthulhu, is existential horror. It's fear of the unknown. Ooh. I don't know how to make that quiet.
You just open a door, close the door.
I did.
What? The Utopian, what you experience must be the exception to the order of things. The world is destined to become a better place, a brighter future and golden age. So this is like, everything's great. This is amazing. We're all going to be cool.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter that my brain has been eaten by some sort of creature. It's fine.
It's fine. This guy here is fine.
And, yeah, they have some weird creatures as well. This is just a side thing, not really what I wanted, but... Yeah. I would like to show you, if you go to the compendiums, click on NPCs, creatures and NPCs, and mythos entities.
A minor? A deep
nope, hybrid. Go for legendary and open Tendrils from Beyond.
Ah, nice. Okay.
So for a legendary creature, you'll see it's kind of doesn't have very good stats. It's got 0 in communication, constitution, intelligence, and willpower.
Oh, wait. I've just got a gas stop. 1 second. I need to close. How can I close these screens?
Oh, okay. Down the bottom, there is a little arrow. If you click on that and change the shape of the screen, the actual close button will appear.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yep, sorry. It's because there's so many buttons. I've put in a couple of extra options like pop out, prototype token, that sort of stuff. Yeah.
So yes, 5 accuracy, and then 0, 0, 5 dexterity, 5 fighting, 0 intelligence.
So it doesn't hit very hard.
It's got 10 strength though, isn't that gonna?
It does. It does 2d10 plus 10 strength. So that is probably enough to one hit.
10. That's 12 points of damage, even if you're really bad at rolling dice.
That is, which will almost kill you. However, if you have a look with it, so every time it touches you, whether it does damage or not, you have to make a 10-13 entities alienation test. And if you've already been failing some, well, that's just going to make it worse and worse and worse. In one battle, you could hit full distortion straight off. Or one encounter. You've also got the alienation for it appearing as just straight 17. That's
high.
That's extremely high.
Yeah.
If it gets killed, it just vanishes into the ether and then reappears. And it's got 255 health, so, it's not going to die.
Kill it then. So you need to run away.
It's easier to run away, pretty much. You can technically, it says, even death may die. The tendril's true physical form is incomprehensible. Yes. And certainly not subject to ordinary biological weakness. It is immune to stun damage, and it possesses an armor rating of 10 against all forms of damage, including penetrative damage. Unless it comes from an eldritch source, it becomes 5. Sorry, yes?
Oh, sorry. So any creature reduced to 0 by this is immediately disintegrated, turned to shreds, and folded across hyperspace.
Yes.
Wow, that's not great.
The only way to get rid of it, kind of, is satisfied by sacrifice. Basically, when it annihilates something,
so push
it rolls a test. Yeah, push someone in front of it. Get a minion, throw a minion, do whatever you can to feed it. Once it's...
Sorry, Nathaniel.
Yeah, that would be Melissa's choice. Once it has killed something, it rolls a 1d6. On a 1, it vanishes. And that's it, you've defeated it. But on a 2 to 6, it stays. However, the next test will be a 1 and a 2. Then a 1, 2, 3, then a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, okay. So only a maximum of 6 people then can go away.
Yes. As soon as the 6th person is gone, it vanishes.
Right.
So you just got to hope that the DM rolls a 1, or you've got 6 minions to throw in front of it.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And it says that it's basically, for those tests that are 0, or those abilities that are 0, it is completely immune to everything that is in one of those tests and will automatically pass it.
Right.
That's the bottom shadow of a god. The tendril from above, from beyond, is an extension of an outsider and has no communication, constitution, intelligence, or willpower abilities as understood by mortals. It automatically succeeds any tests using those abilities and is immune to anything that prompts a test from these abilities.
So it's like a god, or it's like...
It is a god. It's death.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is death.
Yeah.
This guy turns up, there's death.
It's death, yes. So it turns up you are going mad and you're basically throwing people at it to try and not die.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yes, so they've got a lot of creatures kind of along those lines, which kind of makes it cool. It's not the standard, it has X amount of hit points, it's just going to kill you. I mean, it's got one here. What is it? It is under moderate, the Night Gaunt. It has a... Oh, yep, there we go. Under stunts, it has tickle.
Of course it does.
Yes, and for some reason it's not opening for me, which is a little bit annoying.
Oh, it's on my screen.
It is on your screen. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, this thing, basically it's a flying creature. I've got a model of it back in the office, or back home. Well, back in the... Yeah. And it'll pick you up and it will drop you. And it will do weird stuff. You've got Godspawn, Major and Minder. You've got Gregorian, which is basically...
He's cool looking, isn't he, the Night Gaunt?
You've found a copy of him?
I found a picture of him. Yeah. It's like a... I don't know, like a demon with kind of...
I would say almost like... Yeah, like it's like a long, skinny dog hybrid with bony wings. Is that the image you're looking?
Kind of.
Yeah, black and...
Yeah, black or blue orange is kind of cool looking. Crazy looking.
Talent. Okay. Yeah, I can't open any talents or anything at the moment. That's weird.
Oh, if I click on the stunt, it doesn't do anything.
I am wondering if I actually import the entry. Could be because that is locked. If I import the entry, click it. Yep. Okay, so if I import it and click it, it will open. So, Tickle. The Night Gaunt can spend 3 stunt points connected to its claw attack on the Tickle stunt, which forces its target to make a TN9 phenomenon alienation test before attacking on or resisting the creature. If the target fails the test, they suffer the usual consequences for a failure and cannot take their intended action, though they can choose an alienation test that won't directly oppose the Night Gaunt. Basically, it digs its tendrils in or its claws in and tickles you, and you cannot make actions against it.
So let's poor Lana. She's got morale as her willpower test.
Yep.
Would that help? No.
No, because this is an entities test. So entities is not willpower. Entities, if we go back to the thing,
Courage.
I believe is courage. Yes.
Yeah.
So if she had courage, that would help big time. But she doesn't. She's screwed. She's going nuts.
Oh, 9's not too bad. There's a chance with 9, isn't there?
9 isn't that bad at all. I mean, she got 9 before.
Is it willpower, is it?
It is just straight willpower. She has 2 on it. So if I roll, you roll that, I roll that, we both got 13. So, yeah, she would pass her test with that. But remember, the more alienation you have, the more of a penalty it gets. So if she was at 3 alienation, that 9 would then become a 12. If she was at 5 alienation, well, that 9 would become a 14. She would have failed. She goes nuts.
Stunt points in this?
No, these are basic tests.
Just basic tests. Okay.
Yes. So a basic test doesn't generate stunt points, or I think it's called a simple test. Standard test does generate stunt points, but simple does not. So, shall we make another rando, and then we put them into a haunted house?
Oh, God. Okay.
Well, we don't have to put them in a haunted house, but we can just see...
No, we can do this. I'm just slightly scared, that's all. Right.
We will create another actor called Rando 2. Okay, let's...
I now know where stuff is, which is handy. Play handout, character creation, abilities. All right. Do it.
Right, let's go.
A 0 or 1 for ability, and accuracy is 1, communication is 1, 0 for con.
Yep.
Wow, this is bad. Dex is 0, fighting's 2. Okay. Intelligence is 3. Interesting. 0 perception, 2 strength, and 0.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Very
7, 8, 9. Average is usually 12. Actually, what did Rando get?
He wasn't too bad. I think he's got a
He
decent roll.
got 1, 2, 3,
minus
4,
1.
5,
No,
6.
minus 1.
He got 10.
Accuracy.
Yeah, I'm
Accuracy
taking
minus
into account the minus 1. So he got 9 as well because he got plus 1 for his background. So
Yeah,
they're both
no,
the same. They're at 9.
Yeah, not great.
Yeah. Right, you want to roll on the random roll table? Not the D6 one, just the table one. That way it pops up in the chat because I don't actually have it open.
Backgrounds.
Yep.
A tree. Oh.
3, that's lower class. Right, there should be a lower class roll table.
Yep.
Yep, there we go. You're a labourer.
Okay.
So back around that and lower.
1 bond.
You get 2 to your equipment. You get 1 bond. Whoop. You get 1 constitution, which is good because you don't have any.
Yes.
Okay, might.
Might.
And hard case.
Hard case. So the 6s now.
Yep. So I'll let you create this one. I've just got to whip out for half a sec.
Don't go. See, he says this like I know what I'm doing. I really don't know what I'm doing. Oh, he's already done that one. Okay. And hard case. Oh, you've done that. So let's go. Raw table, 2d6. I get a 2. +1 for fighting. Which is handy. Can I change this? Oh, look at me. I change stuff. Okay, so that's that done. Not entirely sure what this guy's own. I feel like he's just going to punch things in the face, mostly. A profession. Current affairs. What is this? I know about politics, newsworthy events, and popular culture. Well, that's really handy. Can I chuck that in there? I don't know if it works. Right. No. What does it go under? Personal stunts. Oh, hi.
Right, how's it going?
Well, I've got current affairs.
Current affairs.
It's a very interesting role for my guy who doesn't seem to be like he should be. Current affairs, but...
Yeah, and overwhelm.
And overwhelm. What's overwhelm?
So
overwhelm. Lethality. Lethality? Is that a word? Lethality? Melee attack. You can make a -3. You take up to -3 penalty in your attack rolls to receive a corresponding bonus to your damage rolls. Oh. For example, -2 in your attack roll gives you +2 damage.
Nice.
So you can say, well, I might just make this slightly... This is a really easy punch. I'll just make it slightly harder, almost, I guess.
Yeah, and you've got good fighting, so...
Yeah.
Cool. And what is the bond it gives? Well, not the bond, the bonus.
Where's that?
It should be just under those two. There should be... Let's see. Why are these the different player handouts? That's why. Okay, if we go under profession, so you've right-clicked and created the ability role focus, talent role focus. If you go down to C improvement, there's character improvement roller.
Oh, no, there. So. Oh, no, press wrong button. All gone. Play handouts. Character creation. If I press the wrong button, then everything just disappears. Okay. Explorer. Okay, interesting.
No, not that one. That's a base one. Sorry. Here we go. We'll go that one. 5 health. So under C improvement, not instant professions.
Oh, so is that one there, is it?
Yep. But you got 5 health as well.
It's exactly the same, bizarrely enough. Okay, cool.
Okay, so what sort of profession would give you current affairs as well as the ability to hit harder and extra health?
This guy is really random.
I'm just trying to think.
He's a labourer. His background.
Maybe a political activist or a unions activist.
But he's lower, so he'd be like he's got intelligence though, so his intelligence is pretty high.
His intelligence is actually very high.
Yeah.
So he comes from a lower background, but he is the one who, started off at the docks working the minimum wage, has worked his way up. He's been in a couple of scruffs on the picket line, but he has worked his way up to actually being the face of the picket line with...
He is a... what do you call those guys? And they start... businesses have them... the employees have them, don't they? To help them.
Union rep?
Union rep, yeah.
I think that's not how you spell union at all, is it?
That's not even close.
You can spell it.
I can change it, can I?
You can.
I think it's more like that. There you go.
That looks better. UNION.
It's like onion with a U. There you go.
Ah, it is too. Right, so the drive. What drives this character?
Oh, God.
He is an achiever.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yes.
So he gets either expertise or willpower self-discipline. Willpower, self-discipline.
Again, so many sixes.
He can either get +2 bonds or +2, so he gets 2 more bonds.
Again, the same thing, isn't it?
Yes. So that's 3 bonds all up. I will write that in the secret notes. 3 bonds. Okay, so we basically have him. So what would his 3B bonds? 3 bonds be? Yes.
I don't know.
Well, he's got a union rep. So
maybe the kind of it's like business owners or something. Like maybe a business owner association or something like that.
Yep. Okay, so that would be an organisation bond.
Organisation bond, yeah.
And 1 or 2 levels for that.
Oh, he's quite intelligent. I'd give him a couple, I reckon. And because of his roots, I guess he would have some sort of... he works at the dock, maybe like a ship owner bond or something like that. Like the actual, more of a Pacific bond.
Sweet, so that will be a actual personal bond.
Harry's ships or something.
Harry's ships.
Yep,
okay.
Where he used to work. Or Bob's Boats.
Bob's Boats sounds cool. So we'll do personal bond, that, Bob's Boats. Okay. We have another random character.
Oh, it's a very random character.
Yeah.
This is the most randomness of all, I think, this one here. Actually, both of them are pretty random, though, saying that.
They are. But they are both pretty legitimate, fairly decent characters. I will just get their socials onto the main page for you. Now, I haven't created equipment, so we don't have stuff like flashlights or anything like that.
That's okay. We can make that up.
We can. And I'm pretty positive I put the map in there. I've been working on a bunch of maps. Haunted house, haunted mansion level 1. So, activate. Now, you should technically be able to see it without having a character there.
So I'm just popping out the rando screen so I can keep the characters on screen all the time.
Cool. Just shutting all the doors, and I'm putting both randos there.
Rando and Rando 1. See, you got one on the screen.
Yep. I will actually remove them because guess what I forgot to do? My usual, I didn't give them vision.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, I always forget that.
You always forget. So they can't see what's going on.
Yep.
Well, that doesn't really matter with these characters. I suppose it does when we click on them, so get more of an idea.
Yeah. 200 update token. And let's give them both a rando name, shall we? Pessimistic rando and philosophical rando.
Okay.
How's that?
Makes sense. Which one's which?
Rando 1 is pessimistic, Rando 2 is philosophical.
Okay, cool. Oh, it does actually say Rando 2. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. When I click on them, I can't see nothing. So.
Oh, can't
I'll
you?
leave it like that, so. Oh, the door's shut.
The door is shut.
And the window's open. I can see in the window a little bit.
Yes. Okay, so these two guys have, let's see, basically the Blue Lagoon is the nightclub that all the sailors and dock workers usually go to. One of them got roaring drunk a few nights back and mentions that he had been given a deed to his great auntie's house. This is a house that is everybody has stayed away. It's notorious for being a haunted house. Lots of ghost hunters have gone in and freaked out and run out. You guys, heard about it. He didn't want it, so he played some sort of game, and it felt like he was purposely losing. He's basically given you guys the deed to the house. So you guys have turned up here.
Yay.
Yeah.
It's perfect. We've got a new house.
You've got a brand new house.
Can I have upstairs?
Upstairs?
I want upstairs. If you can have downstairs, I'll have upstairs.
Okay, I've only loaded in one of the levels. This house has 4 levels as well as 2 dungeons, and I've only had time to level... Far. Yeah.
That's fine. That's okay.
This is basically a little test to...
Let's break it. All right, cool. What is this, modern?
This is modern. You're looking at around the 1990s. So pre-cell phone, pre-that sort of stuff. But still...
No, I was just thinking of power and stuff like that. So there should be power in the building.
There should be... Well, no, this house never really got power.
It never really got power.
Yeah.
Accidentally missed off the grid.
Yep. I'm just going to pop that out and put that over to that side.
Do we have a key for this place?
That you do not have a key, no.
Oh, okay. Does this place look pretty deserted? There's nothing happening there.
It does.
Like,
However, it looks deserted, but it looks surprisingly very clean. No dust, no spider webs, no nothing like that.
Interesting. So when we got the deeds, did he just say Lake South End, or did he say there's a key in there, or what did he say?
He was plastered. He gave you the deed and slipped out. He didn't give you a key or anything.
Okay. I suppose we should just open the door, should we? This should be fine. Okay, it looks clean, which is interesting. Rando 1 will open door.
Sweet.
Because he's a genius.
Go for it.
Oh, there's a lobby, I guess you call that. Would you like a cloak room?
Yeah, cloak room, powder room, all that sort of stuff.
And it's no dust?
No, no dust. It's surprisingly clean. And it's lit by candles. However, the candles are actually still glowing.
Oh, do they look like they're... Yeah, okay. I don't know if I'd be suspicious at this moment. Would I be suspicious?
You're a little confused, I would say.
Only because is it like being Cthulhu? Is there lots of known kind of dodgy houses around?
Not really. Your characters are not familiar with the mythos at all. As far as you're aware, there's no cults, no ancient gods, no nothing. Yep, go for it.
And it's candlelit, so.
So
nice.
You walk in.
This looks really nice.
It does look nice. However, the door slams right behind you. I'd like you both to make a phenomena test, which phenomenon.
A phenomena?
Willpower, morale.
Willpower. Oh, my screen's not... I can't see willpower because the thing's not big enough. Okay, cool.
So one has self-discipline, but...
Does he?
Okay.
Oh, it does as well. Wait a minute. Whoa. Let me just do that one with self-discipline because it might
No. It wasn't self-discipline, it was morale. So, had to be morale, sorry.
Oh, okay, so I'll take the first roll, not the second roll. And no, that made any difference because they're both exactly the same, weren't they?
They are both the same,
What's happened there? Okay.
Which one, sorry?
That's all right. It's okay. It must have ignored the second roll or something, did it?
No, I deleted it.
So
I deleted it. Yeah.
I wonder where it went. Okay. 9 is not great. So that's
9 is not great. But it's a disturbing roll, which is a 9. So you guys passed it. You did actually pass the test, but it has unsettled you a little bit.
Was there any wind?
There was no wind.
Explain it with a bit of wind.
No.
Oh, there's no wind. Interesting. Did you just do that? Were you mucking around? Says Rando 1 to Rando 2.
And Rando 2 is like, no, I thought you did it.
Okay, interesting. Have you been here before? Do you know this place?
Nope, not at all.
Okay, let's continue on.
I mean, I heard about it as a kid.
Should we pull weapons at this point?
You don't have weapons. Okay. This is mid-90s, so tell you what, I will give you both a knife. How does that sound?
Oh, thanks, mate.
Yeah. However, no, you guys don't have access to guns or whatever. Well, what sort of melee weapon would you like? You can't take a sword, but you can take a piece of chain, you can take a club, a knife, a staff, or unarmed.
Well, so I have flexible weapons. So is there anything around me I could pick up to use as a weapon?
You did find a chain, so I'm giving you the chain. That's Rando 1 has a chain. Rando 2, how about we give him a knife?
Okay, cool. Let's give him a knife.
And I'll just equip that to your test. There we go. And Rando, if I equip that. There we go. So you should now see on your main one a chain. Let's give it a roll to make sure it works. Yep, look at that. Flexible weapons 2.
I don't actually see that on my screen. Maybe I just need to close it and reopen it, do I?
That there will... Well, yeah, that's weird. Why is it not doing that?
Something odd is happening.
It is. They have upgraded Foundry to the beta of 11, and
do I need
I'm
to refresh
wondering
the whole thing, do I?
maybe try that. Yeah.
Okay. Goodbye, screen. Come back.
So, you should be coming back.
Yeah, I'm back. Yep. And
There's not a lot of plugins, so it shouldn't take too long.
There's nothing under my main. The shortcut to it.
Really? Do you have equipment? If you go there, do you have anything?
Nope.
No equipment.
Well, Rando 2 doesn't know.
Rando 1, Rando 2 should have. I've given them both unarmed, and Rando 1 has a chain, Rando 2 has a knife.
No, I got nothing.
Maybe if you give it to them.
Oh, that's right. I have power, don't I?
You do, yes.
So
that's under items, weapons. Under the compendium.
Melee.
Yep.
Chain?
Yep.
Just drop it into Rando.
Open up his character sheet and then drop it in.
Yep, got it. And knife. Yeah, that works. I can do that.
Okay, so you've got that one. Probably do unarmed on both.
I still don't see it on the main page. I'd have to tick a box.
You have to tick the little star.
Little starry thing, that's right.
Yeah.
There we go. I have things.
Sweet.
I have stuff and things on my main page now.
Okay, so you've entered into the cloakroom. It's nice.
I can see the whole room. I don't want to see the whole room. Right, come back.
You've entered to the cloakroom. You can basically see some nice shields on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, looks like coat hangers. However, they are all empty.
Can I pick up one of these shields, please?
You can indeed, yes.
Let's grab a shield. Mr. 2, I think you should grab one too.
Yep, these are attached to the wall fairly heavily.
Grab his knife. Can we grab his knife? And,
a knife may not work. Basically, it is a
chain?
strength might test of 9 to get that out. It's not too hard.
Sounds like rubbish I am.
So one of them is able to get it off.
He'll have a go if he can't, then Matey Boy can help out, I guess. No, he can't do it. So, come on, bro, I'll do it for you.
Oh, easy.
He just rips it off the wall.
Excellent. In that case, I'll let you put them in. If you go to items in the compendium and armor, there will be a tab there that's shield. You will basically get a shield each.
Oh, nice. Well, that works out better than expected. Thank you for the shields. That's nice of you to do that.
That's all good. So a shield, if once you activate it, you also have to arm it, which is the little shield icon to equip, and that will increase your defense by 2 for both of the characters.
I feel like I'm going to need it. All right, cool. So they've both got characters. We've got shields.
Yep.
They're turned on. So their defense is... No, armor's 0 still, though. Oh, but...
Armor is not a shield. You guys don't have anything, but your defense should be up higher.
14?
So Rando 1 has dexterity 0, so that... Rando 2 has dexterity 0, so that's given him a defense of 12. And Rando 1, dexterity 2 14. With a shield 14.
Okay, cool. Right, we're ready now. Now I feel prepared to take on whatever... shut the door behind us.
No, this door's stayed open.
No, the other door. The back
door.
Yeah. The front door shut, didn't it?
It did indeed.
Is it all lit up still?
Yes, it is.
We don't need to grab a candle?
No.
Candle? Let's open the door.
So you open into the massive main greeting room. You can see a fireplace that still smells of soot from here.
Mm-hmm.
Over here, you can see stairs leading up, and you can see basically another door heading here. You don't quite know what it is. Door here and a door here.
Dust anywhere? Footprints? Anything unusual looking?
Well, make a perception searching or perception seeing test for me.
Yeah, so these guys have got... Oh, that's right there.
That's pretty good. 19 and 14. Funnily enough, yes, you do see footprints. What is a little bit freaky is these footprints seem to actually be appearing as you are watching them. So you can see a path going there of slight footprints. It's not too badly dusty, but you can see the footprints there. And with that, I would like you to make another test. That will be, once again, that is a phenomena test, which is morale.
So what's the roll for that?
Willpower morale.
Willpower.
It is only a 9 again. It's not that.
Would self-discipline help at this point?
Not at all. That's a pass. That's just a pass.
Fine. So you can tell the guy's got the +2 who just destroyed it, and the other guy was like, barely.
Yes. That is, however, the second 9. I'm going to impose for Rando 2 a +1 penalty from now on.
Oh, what?
Rando 1 is fine. Rando 1 is fine, but Rando 2...
I might give him a hug. You okay, bro? It's okay, bro. We got this. Don't worry. I don't know what we've got, but we've got it. It's fine.
But yes.
Okay.
So you can see footprints being made. They also vanish a couple of seconds after they are made.
Can we hear anything?
No, you can't.
Is it just deadly silent, or is it just kind
very
of
deadly silent?
Okay, eerily silent. Brilliant.
Yes.
I'm just trying to think if I've got anything that can actually help me with this, like just do some thinking, but there's nothing really. I might use my stealth to sneak over to this door.
Okay.
Rando 1. I'll just say Rando 2, just stay there, bro. And I'll just sneak over to this door and put my ear up against it, see if I can hear anything going.
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. But make for me a hearing test if you would like.
What is this? Perception.
Perception. Okay, with that particular perception, you can hear...
Good.
That is actually pretty good. You can hear candles that seem to be... You know how candles have that sort of flickering and like flame
noise,
in the wind?
Yeah. Yep.
You can hear that.
Oh, okay. So that means there's some wind on the other side of there, or something moving it, because the rest of the candles not doing that? Or
there's no candles in this room. Oh, no, there is one way over here.
There's one right in the far distance, yeah.
But it's that quiet you can hear it, yes.
I hear the candles. Okay.
Yes.
Hey, what do you reckon? This room? No, I can hear nothing at all.
Why not?
There's nothing in here. This is so weird.
So
I don't know how to play this. I'm playing this like dumb, really.
No, that's fine.
Anything, because that's kind of what they don't have any knowledge of this weird stuff. So
yep, no, that's fine. They don't, and they shouldn't have any knowledge.
So they're going to like walk around the room going. Well,
so yes, you can actually see this one has a lit fireplace. It also has candles in the middle, and a candelabra hanging from the ceiling, that is, as well as candles on each side. They all seem to be flickering. However, there is no wind.
Does that food look fresh or something, or is it just the table laid out?
The table is laid out, no food on it.
Okay.
But there is something very strange about this fire. The closer you get to it, closer you get to it, the colder it feels.
Oh, that's not weird. I might just grab one of the. Is there anything on there that's flammable on the table?
No.
I might just grab a plate then, which should act weird in the fire. I might just chuck the plate in the fire.
You chuck the plate in the fire.
It makes a noise too, because the noise is freaking me out, the lack of noise. I want to hear if it actually makes a noise.
So, yep, you are chucking the plate in the fire, and as you watch it, it actually does dissolve down. It burns down, which is weird. It's porcelain. Porcelain doesn't burn. No. You turn around, and you notice the plate is back on the table.
Oh, cool. That's interesting. So let's move the plate to a different spot on the table.
Okay, I don't have tools to change the table.
No,
but basically you move the plate to a different spot on the table, take a step back, and you both blink at the same time. Rando 1, Rando 2. It's just synchronized blinking. Nobody knows why.
Yep.
the chairs are now on the table and the plates on the chairs.
Oh, this is fun.
So that will be that'll be an 11 test.
Oh, now working out, we're really freaking out about this.
You're now a little, yes. So this is morale still. Okay, Rando 1 passed. Remember, Rando 2, it will be... Rando 2 is gone.
Freaking out.
Yes, so with Rando 2...
I'm blaming you, because you touched him. I reckon it's because you touched him.
True.
He's now your guy.
Okay, so I am just going to pop this out so it doesn't go on the stream. So he has... I grabbed the wrong one, didn't I? Silly me. Both of them are going to have an alienation phenomenon point put in.
Why?
Rando 1.
Why both of them? Because Rando's handling it.
He's handling it, so his level is still at 0. So if I go to social, he should have alienation phenomena. And then Rando 2.
Would his streetwise help at this point? Or was that just purely...
At this particular point, no. But it may come... His bonds and stuff may come in fairly soon.
Oh, okay, cool. Awesome.
So that there is +1. Okay, he has that, and he also has an internal bond and an external bond. This will be for a phenomena bond.
Are you adding stuff to the...
I am indeed.
See, it's not updating at all.
Really? That is weird, and probably very annoying. Okay. And I'm spelling things wrong as well.
It's late in the day.
Poltergeist. Poltriguist.
It's poltergeist.
Polter, not an R.
Yeah, it's just the way you're saying it is why it's breaking you. Poltergeist. I don't actually know how to spell it, but...
Yeah.
Guys, G-U.
External, and that is going to be personal.
Poltergeist. There you go. It's actually Poltergeist.
Okay, so I put a U in there, and EA. I would not have picked that.
Poltergeist. Oh, just zoomed in. How did I do that?
I don't know. It just moved on my character as well.
Poltergeist just moved. It's not great.
No.
Oh, it's a Pokemon called Poltergeist as well, which is funny.
Huh, cool. Okay, so weird shit is happening, basically.
I don't know if it is. Right. Poltergeist. It's Poltergeist.
We've got it. It's good enough.
It's okay. Sorry.
Yes.
I just want to know why I zoomed in now. Now I'm feeling like with games.
Yeah, I don't know. That I was in the middle of writing and the map zoomed in.
It's because I said something, that's why. Watch. If I talk, it moves to whoever talks.
Ah, of course. So if I go that, no. Ha! I didn't know it could do that. We don't often use the chat window. Okay, so Rando 2 is actually pretty
distracted.
freaky.
He's freaking out.
He is freaking out.
Can I help him at all as Rando?
At this particular point in time, no. But you may be able to soon if things get worse, because you guys both have a bond with shipping type stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. Right, let's get out of this room. This room is something going on. I don't like this anymore. Let's continue on.
Okay.
Else. I don't know why. What am I? Maybe it's just an illusion. Maybe it's not real.
Well, Rando 2 is running out of the house. Yes.
He's getting out. That's fair. Bro, just stop. Slow down. Okay, there was a room. Actually, we walked past. There was actually a room we could go into.
Okay. He's going to go there. Yes, he's going to go there, and he is going to do a perception test.
Oh, God.
He can't hear anything.
I don't trust you at all, bro. I feel like you're freaking out and your brain is not working. Is that any better?
11 is a little bit better. You don't so much hear anything. You can smell fresh bread.
Oh, bread.
Yes.
At least it's not burnt toast.
No, not burnt toast.
That's a whole bad thing for... Okay. There's some bread in here, which isn't weird.
Okay. He's going to go in. He walks in, and you can see fresh bread on the counter.
That's really tasty.
Like, it's still steaming.
Okay. Do the same thing. Move the bread.
Move the bread?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing seems to happen. It is hot to touch, though.
Okay, well, gently roll it with the rolling pin or something. Push it out of the way. Just move it so it's not on the same spot. So I want to see if it pops back again. This
particular one doesn't, no. In fact, it falls on the ground. You move it so far.
Ah, okay. Calm down, bro. Don't push it too hard. I was just... Is the oven hot as well, is it?
No, the oven is not hot.
Ah, okay.
Once again, the oven is emanating coldness.
God.
Yeah.
I don't like this oven. These ovens are a bit weird. I'm going to have to walk over here and look in here.
Yep.
Is this a cupboard, is it?
This is a larder.
Is it lardery? There's nothing exciting in here?
Just fresh food. Very fresh food. And once again, a burning candle that looks like it's not going down.
So, Rando, to your friend that gave us these Ds.
Yeah?
Is anyone living in this house?
Not as far as I know. This has been abandoned for years.
I think someone's taken the mickey here. I don't think this has been abandoned for years. There's someone living here. They're messing with us. It's like they've set up all these weird, I don't know, weird tricks and stuff for us. Yuri Gagarin sort of style stuff. I reckon that's what's going on here. This doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't, but what could be causing it? I mean, what made all the things go straight away?
It's just a video camera trick or something.
I don't know. He goes in and has a look at the table, and everything is set back to how it was.
You see, it's a video camera thing. We didn't touch it when the tables supposedly were moved on top.
True.
And maybe that's not really porcelain. Maybe it's just like glue or something.
Maybe. I don't know. With that, you can actually make a communication test, and you can use an extra +1 bonus, no, +2 for having a Blue Lagoon test on him.
Blue Lagoon.
Well, you both come from the Blue Lagoon, so...
I know. I'm just... The name...
I know.
So what am I going? Roll modifier? What
is so roll and add +2. So you can right-click on communication and bonus modifier +2.
Is it roll modifier 2? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that's what I was doing. I was just wondering. Come on, we've got this. Nice.
So 17. Yep, that is actually enough to calm his nerves. With that, I can't actually see. Oh, I can see multiple knives and a shield. But I can't see his stuff. I'm going to have to go back to his full sheet.
Okay, you've got the same issue as me.
Yeah, I do a bit. So his alienation has gone up. However, the external bond has gone down.
Okay, I can change.
I've changed it. So you will see his external bond is now 0 out of 1.
Yeah, I don't see that, so I can't do it.
Okay.
It's not showing up.
Weird.
Well, I believe you.
It's been since I've upgraded to version 11. Maybe it's just not handling the age system very well.
Yeah, okay. So, any Rando too. Can you see any more rooms here? This is it, isn't it? We've got one big room left, which is where the footsteps are going to.
And the stairs.
On the stairs, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I was ignoring the stairs because
I've got the next level done. I haven't upgraded the level after that.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go in here. I was going to say let's have a listen, but no, open the door. That's
nope.
Fine.
He's going to walk in.
What's the worst that's going to happen?
Well, you can see a couch that actually seems to be rocking in front of the fire.
God, they do really good tricks here, don't they? Kind of interesting.
They do. So Rando's a little hesitant, but because you've managed to calm his nerves, or Rando 2, he is going to come across and sort of have a bit of a look. There is nobody sitting in the chair, and once again the fire is coming out cold.
Because that's normal.
No.
Can I just grab the chair and stop it rocking?
You can actually.
And does it stop?
Well,
or does it
yes,
fight me or anything?
It does stop. However, you get this real sense of anger coming from it.
Oh, from the chair?
From the chair.
Chairs. I'll just let go of the chair quickly then and look a little bit bemused.
You want to... I'm just having a look at which particular enemy to throw at you.
Oh, I wanted this.
I'm not seeing the particular enemies I want
maybe there's
to...
none there. Maybe it's all illusion. There's nothing actually happening in this house.
No, I think I know what I want. Was that the one I wanted?
The one that I want?
Yes. So I'm going to go import for this guy. I don't have an action for him.
Can't do anything as well. What a shame.
So I'm just going to... Let's see, toggle visible state so you can't see him, but you probably can as DM.
I can see he's invisible, but that's fine.
Yes.
Vaguely. Yep.
Vaguely, yep. I am going to go display name, always for everyone. There we go.
The lighted dimensional shambler.
Yes. So you vaguely see, like you can't see anything on the rocking chair. However, as you look at the metal reflecting on the fireplace, you can see something incredibly old and withered, really looking very unhappy at where your hand is placed.
I'm going to freak out and kick the chair at whatever it is I see.
Okay. With that, the chair moves along and this thing manifests in front of you. And it is looking incredibly pissed. I do want you to make a 13 willpower courage test.
Oh my word.
I'm going to guess that's nope.
No pluses there? No +1?
No
for being
pluses.
amazing?
Nope.
Okay, cool. No.
I will roll the other rando. The other rando is... Okay, so both of you
really
get
rubbish.
another +1 to your alienation.
Hey, the first one for Mr. Pessimistic.
Well, you're right, it is. But he's now at +1.
Yep.
And I'm going to do this one here as +1. And the other rando is +2. However, this thing instantly vanishes again before anything happens.
Wow, that was amazing. Whatever video thing that was. I say unconvincingly to myself.
So,
wow. Okay. I wonder what's powering it. Can we put these fires out? Do you think the fires are actually doing something here? Because these cold fires are freaking
Rando
out.
2 actually goes to put his hand over it. And
I'll do that.
Well, no, he puts his hand over briefly. You can still touch fire a bit. And he can feel nothing.
If it melted a plate, or did the plate just dissolve? Maybe
the plate dissolved. It didn't melt. It dissolved.
Can we see? Can we do anything? Can we kind of block up the air to them or something?
There isn't. Like all the windows are closed.
No, I was thinking like putting up one of the rugs against the fire to stop it getting oxygen or something like that.
True, you can. There is obviously the bear rug or the goat rug.
Bear rug, yeah. I'll grab that rug and just help me here, Rando. We'll try and put it up against the fire to stop it actually getting oxygen in.
Sweet. You guys move it over, and doesn't feel like the room still feels cold. It still feels weird in there, but as you pull the rug out, the fire has gone down. It's just the emanation of cold is still coming from it.
So it's feeding off oxygen like a fire would?
Well, the actual fire image seems to be. It's acting like a fire, and now that fire is out, you can smell soot as if the fire's just gone out, but it's still emanating this cold coming from it.
Oh, so the fire is an illusion. It's not actually... Well, maybe it's not an illusion. Maybe it's just the cold is actually in the fire. I don't know how close to go to this fireplace. Before we get sucked into it.
Well, philosophical Rando 2 is moving back.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same.
Yeah.
The fire's out. It's made no real difference to the room.
It hasn't made...
Something we can do. It's interesting. We'll check all the drawers and stuff like that for anything.
You can actually, yeah. That is pretty easy to search. You can open the drawers, have a look in. There's no searching roll required.
Okay. Just see if there's any clue to what's going on here, what's been on here or something.
Well, one of you finds an old dusty tomb. So I'm going to roll 1 to 2 for Rando 1, 3 and 4 for Rando 2. Rando 2, of course.
Oh, gosh.
So this particular tomb, it looks like an old Bible. It's got all the symbols. It's got, the Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Deuteronomy, that sort of stuff at the start of it. However, the further into the Old Testament you go, the more smudged the pages are, and then they seem to be written in a language that it's not Latin, it's not Aramaic, it's not Greek, it's not anything you have ever seen before.
Recognize.
It's nothing you have actually ever seen before, and that will actually do a self-discipline test. It is easy. It is only going to be a 7.
Yeah, but Rando 2's not made any rolls all night.
Yes, but he does have self-discipline. Look at that.
I rolled it as well. Got 11 and a 12, yeah.
It is weird. Getting towards where the New Testament should be, you can actually start seeing a couple of weird diagrams. Different things like these look like they are 18th century, so Victorian style diagrams. In it, you can see pictures of people taking some block of some substance. It has an alchemical symbol on it, putting it in a cage. It has diagrams and writings of power and that sort of stuff. And then pulling it out, and there is another alchemical symbol for the end result.
Okay, so if we're looking around this room, can we see any of these symbols anywhere? Or any of this sort of stuff around?
No, you can't. With that, I'm going to open up my book of the magic that I have created. It's not that one. It will be...
scared when you start doing stuff.
You get scared when I do stuff. I should do stuff more often.
Well, I don't know.
It'll be rules reference. Where's rules reference?
I'm just going to, curiously, Rando 1's going to wander over to one of the candles and see if it does the same thing with the heat. Or has it actually got heat coming out of it?
Okay. Oh. Base alchemy, that's what I'm after. So, this is something that we will be touching on a bit more. We'll go in depth into how magic works in this universe. But a base thing of it is you don't need to know any spells to cast magic. If you have these Eldritch books, you can work straight off that. However, it is very difficult to do. So this one here is base alchemy. Base alchemy fulfills the millennia-old desire of scientists and sorcerers to change one element into another. You've basically found a really poorly written manuscript on a contraption to do it. And as you can see there, it's got trappings, which is basically your components you require. Yep. It requires 3 different...
Three-phase electrical power source.
Yes.
Amazing. Okay.
It's also as a phenomena test, which is why we've been doing a lot more of those. To do it, it is slow and will take 1 hour.
It takes an hour. Okay.
That's per test. So this is an advanced test. You can use either intelligence chemistry or intelligence physics. If you don't have the prerequisite to cast it, you'll have to find the prerequisite, i.e. going off and finding a book on physics or a book on chemistry.
To learn it. Okay.
Yep, the test will be 15. If you learn the stuff from the book, you'll get a +1 instead of having a +2 if you did to have the normal focus. And because you are casting this from a book, it will take a advanced threshold of 30. So every hour you roll, you add your focus, which you guys won't have a focus, and you add the dragon dice. stunt dice to the roll if you pass a test of 15. And once you hit 30, you have cast the spell. So it lets anybody cast a spell.
So it does work the same way as that when we were fighting in that fighting the witch.
Yes.
Trying to open and close the portals and stuff like that.
Exactly. That's how they've done it here. But it has the offside. As you can see there is doom.
Yes.
Yes. So what happens is if you fail one test, you get doom level 1.
A nuclear reaction.
Yeah. You fail 2 tests, you go doom level 2. And from doom level 1, if you fail, I think you can get a few tests of doom 1 and just bad stuff happens. It makes it harder and harder. Once you start failing a bit, doom level 2 kicks in. You can always abandon the spell when you're at doom level 1. Once you hit doom level 2, you can't abandon the spell. You can give up casting it, but the spell's going to go off anyway. And then it's 50-50 whether it goes off or not. Basically, I take over the rolls, and I just roll a random one. If I continue to fail, then Doom level 3 hits, and the actual Doom effect hits on it. But if I can succeed in rolling it, the spell just goes off without you guys actually doing anything. It's like the spell takes a mind of its own.
Yeah. You started a process, and the chain reaction is for it to finish.
Exactly.
Kind of the catalyst of you starting it. Yeah.
Exactly, yes.
Wow. So be careful when starting spells. Yeah.
Very careful. But as you can see, you could take basically dust. If you get a block of wood, a 20-pound block of wood, I don't know what that is in kilos, but yeah, you get a block of wood, you could transform that into a block of gold.
Yep. Alchemist. What do they call it? The alchemist stone? What is it? Alchemist?
Yes. Something like that.
Something over, isn't it? Yeah.
The Philosopher's Stone was written right there in front of us.
Stone. No, that's there's that one. I thought that was more the Stone of Life.
True, that's what I thought as well. So I don't know why it's written here.
Because the Alchemist is a book written about a guy that goes on a journey to make something turn into stone.
It's an old thing, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that's how spells work. You can learn the spell as a base spell, and you can start increasing your levels in the spell, which will then make it easier to cast. If you are trying to cast it from the book, you must have at least one material. If you don't have all 3, then the test goes from 15 to 17. But then you could cast it slower, so instead of taking 1 hour, it's 2 hours, which will drop it down to 16. There's a whole heap of rules on how to cast, what affects what does what at what level, all this sort of stuff. But basically, if you could get a 20-pound of quartz dust, 3-phase electrical, and a Faraday cage, and then put that all together, you could take this into whatever lab you wanted and make yourself some gold.
So you had 12 hours to do it, then you could just...
Well, no, it might take you weeks to do, because you have to get 30, and each test, if you're going slow, would make 2 hours. Yes. And you're allowed maybe 12 hours a day, so you'd be able to do 6 tests in one day.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes. And 6 tests will not hit 30. I mean, if you rolled 6s, it would, but...
Yes.
Yeah.
I keep rolling 2s, so no.
So yeah, it could take you 2 weeks to cast the spell successfully. If you take it carefully, make sure you boost everything up.
Providing Doom doesn't kick in and you blow everything up.
Exactly. And mini nuclear explosion. That's what everyone wants.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, how much is, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many 6s is that? Okay, so that's just...
that was amazing, actually, because 10d6 is a maximum of 60. And
you
rolled 51.
That's scary.
That's incredible. That's a brilliant roll.
Okay, so that would be 51 penetrating damage on everybody. And how much health do you start off with? 20. And 22.
I'm amazed by that roll.
Yes, so am I.
That's more like it. Half.
That's what I
got
would
exactly
expect.
half.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly half. Yeah. Wow. Okay, cool. Yeah, you're all dead.
Yeah, you're dead.
The house is gone. Everything's dead. It's all burned down.
You just went boom. So,
you
there's
melted. Yeah.
There's 2 variant spells. You've got your Eldritch Workings, which are these, which you can cast from books and take your time and do that. And then you've got psychic abilities like telepathy, telekinesis, cryokinesis, pyrokinesis, EM. I don't know. You know, mind reading, planting memories, that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Fun.
Yes. But anyway, moving back to them, he has found a book. It has rocked him. However, he was able to pass the test quite well.
Shockingly.
Shockingly, yeah. Well, that was a self-discipline because that was a revelation test.
Oh, I see. Okay. But still shockingly because he's been shocking all night.
Yes.
Okay, so can we do anything with this book? Does this mean anything?
You can pocket
to
it.
either of us? Okay, we can't do anything with it because there's obviously a spell in there, isn't there? That's what you're getting at. So
basically, yeah.
Okay. Okay. I don't know what to do with that book. That just looks dusty. we should probably keep it though, because
Philosophical Rando puts it into his pocket.
Maybe my friend Bob will be able to work it out. He knows stuff.
Who is Bob?
I don't know. I was just making it up. I was just thinking like, we should keep that and give it to Bob. He knows things about things.
Because other one has Bob's boats.
Bob's boats. Yeah, maybe Bob's boats been into
a fishing boat.
Weird, yeah, but he's into all this weird stuff. He keeps talking about all these kind of oldy things.
Fisherman from Innsmouth.
Innsmouth. Okay.
Is that Innsmouth?
I have no idea. I don't know.
You know, the book, something over Innsmouth. It's in New England. It's a port city where everybody starts worshipping Dagon and turns into fish people.
So that's where he's got like relatives out there. He
does.
And all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
He might like this book. Personally, I'd leave this room now because it's freaking me out. Well, let's go upstairs because there's a locked door. Can we break that lock?
Well, you can try. It will be strength might.
Chain. I've got a chain and a might.
Okay, go for it. You can try and smash the lock. That's actually not bad. With that, you are able to smack the door open. Or smack.
Oh, Rando too, because Rando 2's got might. So, okay, let's open the door.
Okay, in it, you find a very large wardrobe. It's weird to have a wardrobe behind a locked door.
It's very weird. Let's open this wardrobe, because what's the worst that can happen?
Oh, all sorts.
Clothes is all I'm thinking.
Yeah, the door opens and there is nothing in there. Absolutely nothing, including no sides or back.
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
No sides or back.
Yeah.
So it's just black, is it?
It's just completely black. It's like you can't see anything in there whatsoever. And both of you are starting to get this really weird feeling. Another willpower test, please.
Oh, we want to jump in there.
You want to jump in there?
Oh, you rolled sorry, I did multiple. I don't know what's going on.
No, you rolled Rando. So Rando passed. Rando 2 has not passed. Rando 2 is getting terrible.
My roll's better than your roll, but not by much.
Okay, so Rando is now getting an increase to the levels of everything, but that is also his personal dealings with that. He is, however, at 3 for alienation.
Dude, it's okay.
He is absolutely freaking out.
Yes. I want to go and grab something and chuck it in this black hole, though.
Okay, what would you like to throw in?
I don't know. I'm going to take a step out of this room. Is there anything around I can scrap?
There is a cupboard over here. It's got some knickknacks in it.
Oh, let's grab a knickknack.
Cool.
Paddywhack. No unicorns in this one, Tony. Sorry.
No.
Only ghosts.
Mike G, hello. We have somebody in the
arriving.
chat called Mike G.
Mike G. Sounds like he's in the house. I'll grab whatever knickknacks in there. I know it's like pen or something in there, maybe?
Yep. You find an old school fountain pen.
Nice pen. Walk over.
Yep.
Stand here, throw into black hole.
As it passes what you can surmise to be the event horizon of the doorway, it just vanishes. It literally just completely vanishes.
Well, that's not entirely unexpected, is it, Rando?
It's not unexpected, but you would expect it to fade out and go into... Yes, this doesn't. Yeah. It hits where the doors were, and it's gone.
I don't know if this is good or bad now we found this hole. Let's just walk around back into the kitchen, or whatever it was, the dining room.
Yep.
And see if there's anything behind it.
Okay.
Like a fountain pen.
Well, you can actually see there is a poster or a painting up here. You didn't really pay too much attention to it coming into the room. It is a painting of an old guy. You've seen him in the historical pictures. He was, came from New England, very wealthy aristocrat who built this mansion. And, basically the first time you saw him...
Ghost?
Sorry?
The ghost that was in that chair?
It wasn't the ghost, but the first time you saw him, it was just a picture of the guy. Now you see him, he has the feather of the fountain pen in his top pocket.
Oh, that's not weird. Just move the picture away from the wall. Just lift it, see if we can be behind it.
It's really stuck on the wall.
Hey, give it a pull, Mr. 2.
Okay, strength might for Mr. 2.
Are you going to do it, or shall I?
I've just clicked it now. So with 14 and 4 stunt points... Now, with that, I am actually going to use some of his stunt points. So he's got a relationship with the with the personal poltergeist. He's going to burn 2 of them, which is what his relationship level is. And he is going to basically try and use that to lever it off the wall. And that will make it into a 16 with 6 stunt points. And that becomes a success.
Interesting.
Sorry, it'll be a 16 with still the 4 stunt points. Stunt points, now that is something I haven't thought of what he can do. This will be an exploration stunt.
I know, I was wondering I wonder where you're going with this, but
yeah. So if I have created the stunts, I've just got to remember where did I put them. I think I put them in player handouts. Oops. Here we go.
Stunts, got it.
So this will be an enlightenment stunt that he can possibly use. Oh, why does it do that? So you can see there we've got weird intuition, momentary clarity, forbidden knowledge, horrific vision. These are all enlightenment stuff that he can use, or we can go with exploration stunts, which I haven't created yet. I've just got the name. For 4, I am going to... Let's see. I haven't actually given very much thought on this. What would you think for exploration?
I'm just trying to work this out. Moments of clarity. A weird intuition.
I'm thinking if I use 2 on insight, which is the exploration stunts.
Oh, you're an exploration. I was an enlightenment. Okay.
No, that's fine. 2 for an exploration and maybe 2 for the enlightenment. So horrific vision. Or horrified vision, like in a occult stage play or cursed video recording, some virtual insight about this thing before you reveal itself. This is grammatically, I just copied and pasted, so none of this is me. You learn something of value related to the bond source. You need not have an entirely rational reason to know this information. In a complex investigation, you provide an additional lead. This is not a complex investigation, but...
Well, actually, I disagree. It's ghosts, and we don't know much about ghosts, so it's pretty complex for us.
Okay.
Don't you think so, though? Because it's like
you're right,
we're walking around a house and lots of weirdness happening. We don't really understand it, so...
Yeah.
It's quite complex for us, for our poor brains.
Yeah, well, one of your poor brains.
One of the poor brains.
So, philosophical Rando is going to basically get an image, a vision, as he tries to pry this off. And with it, he basically can see into the past where this really rich aristocrat was leading a group of people in white lab coats in the late 1890s, where he was basically, electricity was just coming through. He actually used some lightning rods to harness more electricity than he needed. He built himself a Faraday cage. He was basically trying to cast the spell, and it's exploded, but instead of exploding in a massive nuclear explosion like you would expect it to do, it exploded in this, doing 50 points, it basically exploded in what looked like this massive frost, basically it was emanating huge amounts of frost out of there. One person got hit by this weird beam and just instantly turned to an ice statue. With the help of another one of his team, the guy in the painting basically picked it up, and they both they had very little that they knew what to do. So there was this cupboard, not in this room, but they basically opened the door and threw it in the cupboard. As soon as it passed into the cupboard, it turned in and sucked both the people out, and then the door just shut. You can then see the team looking around. A few of them have been turned to ice. Some of them are missing. They basically wheeled this cupboard in through the door, locked the house up, and left. And then you can see almost like a montage of this place just getting older and older and older and more decrepit. However, the inside has remained pristine and beautiful. It always looks like the fires are going. It always looks like something has been made. However,
it's cold.
It's always cold. So that is his insights he earned from...
Wow. That was way more unexpected. Okay, that's really cool. So now I'm wondering whether we try and so what we're trying to do is release the ghosts, so we can go to rest, or is it just beyond that? That's what I'm wondering.
That I think is a little bit beyond what you can achieve this particular turn.
Oh, in this run, yeah. Oh,
you basically have to go in and research that somewhere else.
I see. Okay. Oh, so you could in theory do that. You could say, "Oh, well, that's really interesting. Let's go and try and do some more research onto what you actually did."
Yes, and then so it is 7:30, so we have pretty much hit the 2 hour. But that is cool. Basically how bonds work, how things work. We didn't quite get into full bonds with the ones we made. We did a bit. You helped with your bonds through the club.
Yes.
As he is a patron of the club. It still helped him a bit.
Yeah. It did help a bit, yeah. No, it wasn't really... Well, yeah. Yeah, it did help a bit.
But yeah, that is basically how Cthulhu Awakens sort of works. It's not heavy into the combat, because they've basically made combat so deadly that you don't want to fight.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about this. You always play these games. I always err on the side of caution now playing these games.
You've learned.
Every single character is just... Which is why I did this slightly differently tonight. I was like, no, I'm actually going to walk in there and pretend not to be cautious, because we don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Play them slightly differently, yeah. Because that's just cautious the whole time. Yeah.
Well, cautious works for this game. This game is about investigation, about unlocking mysteries.
Yeah, kind of interesting.
Yeah. I am liking it. I'm sort of wondering, like, we're going to always be playing The Expanse in our in-house game, which uses the same rule set, just a science version, futuristic version with spaceships.
Mm-hmm.
But one of my biggest issues with Modern Age is it is so convoluted. There are, 140 focuses you can get. There are 80 different talents. There are, 12 different backgrounds per level and 12 different professions. And this thing, I think, has taken all of that and simplified it, and then added stuff that we were basically playing anyway, with the whole horror and fear and
Yeah, give it a bit more guts, I guess, so isn't it?
A bit more role playing potential.
Yeah, I like the role playing side. I think that's what I enjoy about the whole thing is the role playing side.
Yeah, I think it's much better. Like, we often try and do maybe one big bit of combat per story arc, but most of it is investigating. Most of it is stealth. Most of it.
Is it harder for you though?
Not really. I mean, I can always just grab enemies and throw them at you. I don't care.
No, but I mean, because it's more investigation, you have to have like a story.
It helps being able to make stuff up. That entire thing that I just told you, that was just made up then and there.
Yeah. Okay.
So it does help. I mean, I grew up reading a lot, so I know a lot of stories, and it just helps pulling parts out of different stories.
Yes.
Like, one we were playing using the fear rules from the Modern Age one was basically based off The Ninth Gate, the movie with Johnny Depp, is it? Yeah, Johnny Depp.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I've seen it. Okay.
So yeah, I basically merged that one. I would recommend it. It is pretty good. It's on Netflix, I believe.
Okay.
But basically it was... You guys were the party were book hunters trying to piece together 9 different books spread out throughout history, and they had just gone back to medieval France, as in back in time to 1200 medieval France during a siege, because that's where the book was. So they managed to unlock a spell to throw themselves back in time.
That's so cool. Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, it added a bit of future stuff. So, their first big fight was in some sort of weird insect plane. They went into a different dimension. That was it was the Lilith. Basically, she had been imprisoned in this dimension, and her chains were starting to rupture.
Oh, so Sanctuary? Was it Sanctuary almost? Was it something like that?
No. Well, yeah, almost. I don't know.
Well, Sanctuary is in between heaven and hell. It's kind of created by Lilith's dad, I believe.
Okay. I haven't
that's where
played much Diablo 4, so I don't know Lilith's backstory in that. This is like 3 years ago we were playing with Lilith.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
She's a bit mean.
Sorry?
She has daddy issues and she's a bit mean.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, but one of my favourite TV shows, Supernatural, I think would play amazing with this engine.
God, that's funny. So Tony's mate, my mate, Sharon, from work, loves Supernatural and must watch it every year. She watches probably the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
A couple of times.
I haven't seen the last 2 seasons, I must admit.
What?
I know, I haven't had time.
So what's good about it then? Because I've never seen it. And I know there's like 12 seasons or something, isn't it?
Oh, 15, I think.
15, is it?
The first 5 seasons was one basic story arc. It was about basically closing the gates of hell with Michael, was it Michael? And Lucifer were basically going to be thrown in. Both of them were going to be vessels with humans in it, and they were basically going to both be battling each other and thrown into, I don't know, Tartarus, I think it was. I could be mixing up the thing, but they were going to be thrown into hell. And that story finished, and Sam took on the mantle of one of them, and their stepbrother took on the mantle of the other one, and they both vanished, and that was it. And the story was great. It was 5 seasons. It was a good adventure, maybe 4 seasons, but it was a pretty good one. But it was so popular, they brought it back, and then every season had a new arch enemy and a new
baddie.
Yeah, but it was a whole story arc. Like, the first one seemed to be a bit of Monster of the Week until it got rolling, and then it turned into a little less of Monster of the Week and a little more of... This is the thing. So I think season 9 was about the Nephilim. They had come out of Tartarus and been loosed on the world, and they were effectively trying to buy everybody out. So they started a nice big foundation that, released food that made everybody sloth-like and lethargic. And they used that to eat humans and stuff like that. There was a whole arc.
That's not what I expected at all.
Really?
That's so funny. Yeah, okay.
No, that's basically how it went. There was one story where God his sister got released. So she was pretty pissed because God had locked her up for millennia, and their whole thing was trying to beat her or trying to reunite her with her brother. I think she wasn't Lilith. No, she was something else. She might have been Eve. Something like that. There was a whole story of there was a cursed blade that Dean had.
So this is the same story as, or very similar story to, what was it? The English guy playing the devil.
The English guy playing the devil. I don't know that story. I'm sorry. I probably do, but I don't know which one you're referring to.
It's a TV
program. Okay, yeah. I know the one you're talking about. Lucifer.
Lucifer, yes. Because this was Eve appeared in there, and there was a magical dagger, and there was his brother.
They are all taken from sort of Christian mythology or Western mythology, or a lot of these stories. And it basically, that's what Supernatural was really delving deep. There was the war between heaven and hell. It was one of the first shows that had a difference between demons and devils. So devils were fallen angels, demons were humans who got corrupted and became demons.
Yep.
It had some of the most amazing characters, like Crowley, the King of Hell, was a demon whose mother was a witch in the 16th century, and he basically just became so evil he got sent to hell, but he was so evil he became the King of Hell because Lucifer was too busy spending time on Earth.
That's right, which is basically what he's doing in Lucifer, the TV program. He's all the time.
They're both based off the same mythology.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I might have to watch it then. Because Sharon loves it. Like, it's her favourite ever.
I would highly recommend it. I mean, yeah, like I said, the first season was sort of Monster of the Weekish. It had like the Chupacabra and the Woman in White, and it basically took, little tiny mythoses from Western society and done an episode on them. But then it started getting into a story. There was the yellow-eyed demons and Sam seeing his girlfriend burn the way his mother burnt, and it sort of tied into this whole big adventure. And then there was the whole apocalypse story arc, and then there was a vampire story arc.
Continuing story. They might have Monster Week, but you've got this background story happening, or something happening. And
that's what I think was really good about it. And there were all sorts of weird ones. There was Loki, the mischievous demon, who would do random stuff like throw them into TV World where they had to play certain ads.
That's awesome.
It was really weird, and it had
Lucifer
a reason.
was quite good because it had he was a cop helping a cop. And also had big stories going in the background at the same time. So,
I've seen bits. I actually do want to watch that show.
It is good. It's well done.
I liked that it did mix in a lot with Constantine. There were 1 or 2 episodes.
Yep.
And I really wanted Constantine. I was gutted when that was canned. Because I think Constantine...
That did a season, did it do once?
It did a season and then it was canned. And it's a pity because Constantine is one of my favourite comic book guys.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah. But that's probably why I like Cthulhu Awakens. I like the whole Constantine style.
Could you bring that to Cthulhu, could you?
You could easily do it, yeah.
Yeah.
Very easily.
Interesting. You should tell them to come on, put it out.
It's got, if we go into the spells, I'll find you a spell that is did I do it? Call Entity. There we go. I'll show you that spell. Wait a second, is that the right spell? Is that the right spell that I'm thinking of?
Trigonometric Lure, Divine Echo in the Dark. Call entity targets a different type of non-servitor mythos entity.
Sorry. Try this one. That's the one I was looking for. Bind Servitor.
Bind, not blind. Yes. Crossroads deal, extraterrestrial recruitment. Oh, nice.
So basically you're summoning a Crossroads demon.
So is that one that can go between the 2 different worlds?
A crossroad demon is basically you meet them on a crossroad, you perform a ritual, they will turn up and they will give you something in exchange for something that they will determine.
And they kind of attach themselves to you almost.
They do. So they'll give, there are rumours, one of the best blues players had met a crossroad demons. Like this is not in any story, this is American history. So in the 1920s there was a blues player who became super powerful. And it was always thought that his music was just so amazing. He started off terrible, and then suddenly overnight he became the best guitarist. And
What's his name? What's his name?
I cannot remember his name, honestly. I'm talking 1920s, 1930s, and suddenly he died, and nobody knows why. And there are rumours that if you listen to the last the last record he played, basically the devil will come out and kill you, and that's had a supernatural episode. That's had other supernatural type TV shows have had episodes on that.
Robert Johnson?
I don't remember, I'm sorry. You could be right, Bobby Johnson. You could be right, but basically people believe that he made a deal with the Crossroads demon who gave him 5 years of absolute amazing playing.
There's a picture of a demon in the background of one of his pictures.
Yeah, there we go. So this is it. If we scroll down on the actual Bind Servitor, there is a bunch of different things that the demon will request. And you must fulfill that request in order to get whatever you request from him. And if you don't, then he is just going to destroy you.
I'm fascinated by this Robert Johnson guy. It's so funny. It's like, oh, wow, because it's definitely age 27, bizarrely enough.
Yeah. Yeah, the 27 Club.
Yeah, 27 Club, yeah, must have been one of the original ones.
Yeah. So there we go. That's stuff we can play in the Cthulhu thing, and this would be the spell that supposedly he used to summon whatever he did to get himself to play.
According to a legend, a young man living in a plantation in rural Mississippi, Johnson had a tremendous desire to become a great blues musician. One of the legends often told said that Johnson instructed to take his guitar to a crossroad near Dockery Plantation at midnight.
Yep.
There are claims over side of that. Then there he was met by a large black man, the devil, who took his guitar and tuned it. The devil played a few songs and then returned the guitar to Johnson, giving him mastery of the instrument. The story of the devil at the crossroads mirrors the legend of the Faust, or Faust, I guess. In exchange for his soul, Johnson was able to create the blues, for which became so famous.
There we go. How
cool is that?
Yeah. And this isn't some sort of made-up story. This is, a lot of people believe it. It's real.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy, there's photographs of the guy, as you saw, weird pictures in the background.
On the main thing is the demon in the background.
Yeah. So
cool, isn't it?
It is. That's why I love this sort of mythos, and which is probably why I love this game so much.
Massive Wikipedia page as well. Interesting.
So I've started you down a rabbit hole.
Oh, I know. Let's get out of this hole. This is what happened. This is the Wikipedia. That's basically Wikipedia, isn't it? It's a big rabbit hole.
Yes. But anyway, that is the first part of Cthulhu Awakens. Next week we will have a look at some more. We'll go in depth more into the magic. Might try casting some spells. We'll go into psychic abilities, and we'll look at some of the advanced Godspawn and advanced type creatures. And then the week after we'll put it all together and we'll play the game that we'll see if we can get maybe Kyle or Char possibly, or someone else to play, maybe 2 or 3 people, and we'll do a special using Cthulhu Awakens for the Terror from the Deep campaign I wrote for Halloween a few years ago.
Oh, interesting.
Because, that had, I mean, we didn't fill the thing. We were in the middle of the pandemic, so seats were limited, but I think we got about...
So the stuff that Green Ronin provided, is this what they provided?
This is what they provided. Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Basically the book, and I've taken parts of the book and put it in, so I haven't put everything in, just the parts that are relevant for playing the game.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Interesting.
So, yeah.
Very good.
Cool.
So we've got giveaways.
We do have giveaways, yes.
Let's talk about that now if people have stuck around to the end.
We should indeed. So everybody who is here or everybody listening, you have until Friday to get a giveaway. The giveaways are... Can
I bring it up on screen, can't I? What is the giveaway?
The giveaway is Dragon Age, the complete set. So not the PC game, but the way Green Ronin have made the Age system. Originally, they made a deal with EA Games to basically do a pen and paper version of Dragon Age. So they done set 1, which was characters level 0 to 5. That's the first RPG I played outside of Advanced D&D. And it was also the first one where I actually killed one of my players on the very first mission, and Tim has never forgiven me for it.
Oh.
But it was basically dark and gritty the way Dragon Age is. Then when Dragon Age 2 came out, set 2 came out. When Dragon Age 3 came out, set 3 came out. Maybe a bit before. I think it might have actually been before, but basically set 2 took you level 6 to level 10, and then set 3 finished it off level 11 to level 20. I have set 1 and 2. I never got set 3 because it never came to New Zealand, sadly. It is very rare. If you can find a copy in pristine condition, they are looking at about $400 on eBay. Yeah, that's how rare they are. So EA basically kind of pulled the license. I don't know the exact details, but effectively Green Ronin had one release of set 3 and then could not make a set 3 anymore. But they owned the IP for the Age system, so they rebranded it as Fantasy Age. Then they done Modern Age, then they done Blue Rose, then The Expanse, then Cthulhu Awakens, all this sort of stuff. It's all based off the same system, which started off with Dragon Age. They do have permission to release, I think they've just got some new physical copies in, but they basically combines the Dragon Age into a complete set, which takes you level 0 to level 20 and gives you all the tools to play a Dragon Age campaign. What they have graciously given us is 3 codes that you can unlock. If you go to the Green Ronin store, you can basically buy the complete set for Dragon Age for nothing. Free and for nothing. It will be a PDF. Yep, it is a PDF, and it gives you all the tools to play the entire campaign. It is amazing. It plays exactly the same as what we are playing, but it is in the Dragon Age universe. It is dark and gritty. It is, they have the uniqueness that Dragon Age has, so dwarfs cannot be mages, elves have lost their immortality and are slaves to humans living in alienages.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, it's got all of that. It's got Ferelden. It's got, is it Luskan? No, Luskan sounds like it's from a different place. I'm not sure where I get the word Luskan from, but it could be from the Dragon Age universe. But it basically gives you everything. It gives you all the regions. It tells you, all the tools you need to play a full epic level campaign. We've done 2 major campaigns in it. The very final one, we killed the boss with Tim, I believe, killed the boss. He was a dwarven rogue who done a massive attack move, jumped over the greater demon, managed to stab it, and both of them were sucked into the Fade, which, as you know, dwarves don't respond well to the Fade. I mean, dwarves can access the Fade, but they don't respond too well in there. So, yes, so what we are going to do is if you put a like and a comment on either Lee's stream on Twitch or on my stream on YouTube by Friday next week, when is that? That is Friday the 18th of August. We will make a draw, and one lucky person will basically get the code to download the free PDF. And we will be announcing that on next week's stream, which will be Sunday, 5:30 next week.
That sounds good. It's awesome. So,
Sweet.
Interestingly, I went to the Dragon Age page on Green Ronin.
Yep.
And it was done by, I've forgotten his name now. I had it on the tip of my tongue. The guy from Star Trek.
The guy from, Will Wheaton, yes.
Will Wheaton did it on his tabletop podcast.
He done it on his tabletop with the actual creator of Dragon Age. As the DM. Yep. So that is a good one. It's 2 episodes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's very good. But if you watch his show Titan's Grave, the first 3 episodes he has the Dragon Age books on the table, and he has the DM screen for Dragon Age in front of him. That's the first few episodes of his Titan's Grave one were done in Dragon Age. Then they released Fantasy Age, and he converted it over to that, which it's very easy. It's the same system.
Yeah, right.
And if you buy the Titan's Age, it has references to some of the things, like some of the rules from Dragon Age in it still. I think they've retted it out, but yeah. So yeah, you also notice during the massive debacle that D&D had at the start of the year, A lot of people asked their favourite celebrities, what system do you prefer? And a lot of people did actually ask Will Wheaton. He recommended moving to the age system. He said it's his favourite system. He's written a book for it. Yeah. So that was another reason. Like, we were playing Dragon Age before he done his show, but we decided to keep with it. It was a choice, go to 5e or go to Fantasy Age. We watched Tabletop and the Titan's Grave, and I'm like, nah, I'm going to stick with the age system. It's just so good.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
A bunch of geeks.
We are
so
a bunch of geeks.
Even the core rulebook comes with a free adventure, the Dalish Curse.
Yes, that is the one. There is one part in it. DMs, be very careful. When you explain a land bridge, I explained it that you've got a ravine and there is a land bridge of a fallen tree that is crossing it that you can cross. So Tim decided to jump on it. There were a bunch of ravens flying around. One of them managed to hit him. He had to make a acrobatics test to stay on the thing. He failed. He then had to make a strength climbing test to manage to hold. He failed. I'm talking like rolling less than 5 each time. He then fell down and took 66 damage. He got, I think, 3 5s and 2 6s. And then a 4 or something pathetic like that.
So he rolled really well in damage.
He rolled really well in damage, and that was his first character. And he's like, you didn't explain it. You said a land bridge. I expected it to be a physical bridge. I said, no, it was a tree that was going down. It was slippery. Why did you not take climbing gear? And the whole party had to scale down the cliffs. We're using ropes this time because Tim decided not to take ropes. They found the dead body who had the MacGuffin that you needed to solve the Dalish curse. They decided to basically take the MacGuffin, leave Tim's body there, and go back to the village.
That's fair. I would do the same.
Yeah. Yes.
Sorry, dude.
But yeah, free thing, Dalish Curse. And they have a couple of other things. They have Faces of Ferelden, which have all of the main players from, I think, 1 and 2, Dragon Age 1 and 2. So it's got Liliana, it's got Alistair, right through to Felisa Days.
Varric. And Wyvern, because I'm actually on their website, it has a bunch of information on it.
Yeah. So it's got all of them there. It's got all of the different races that you know. It's actually really well.
Thetis? Faces of Thetis.
Yes.
Thehehds. Yeah, okay.
There is another one, Blood and Ferelden. Now I've got that book, which is basically 3 major campaigns in the one book, as well as a whole heap of short stories that you can convert. And I've used that to convert a lot of things as starter, episode 1 type things.
Yep.
So, yes, a very good giveaway. Thank you very much to Green Ronin. And all you need to do is like and comment on either of the streams. I don't know if you can do that on Twitch, can you?
Oh, you can chuck a chat in there. Hit me up, just hit me up. I'm Lee Howard on Twitch.
Yep, that's another option.
Lee Howard on Twitter, sorry. From there or...
Yep. Yeah, so basically, like the video, click, leave a comment. So Mike G, you have commented in the chat. Lee, if you can take a record somehow of everyone who's commented in the chat, including wanting more unicorns.
Yeah, she's dodgy.
And we will draw that on Friday and announce the winner on Sunday. And they've given us 3 copies, so we'll do the same next week and the week after.
So also, you could think of this for somebody else as well. So if you're like, well, I'm not sure I would play this, it could be good for somebody else.
It could, yeah.
Someone wants to get into it. Because it sounds like the first book gives you the core books and the story as well, which is kind of cool.
The book is basically split into 2 pages, or 2 parts. The character's guide, which gives you the ability to make characters and how to level up your classes. And then the second one is the DMs, how to run the game. And then there is a 3rd part, which is an adventure, as well as a bestiary.
Cool.
So you've got everything. You've got DM's guide, player's handbook, and bestiary all in one book.
That's crazy. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. Sweet.
We should get out of here.
We should. I need more tea. My throat is a bit dry.
I've had no food yet tonight. So
we ate before we started.
Yeah, no, but it was a bit early. I was tempted, but I was like, no, I'll just put it off.
Well, thank you for hanging around.
No, that's...
And I will catch up with you next week.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Sure.
So, on the stream, we can see you are at Lee Howard on Twitter.
Yes, we have. I have my own podcast, the Xbox Cast podcast, which is everywhere. Discord.io, the Xbox Cast. Drop in there if you want to say, this is awesome stream. Can I please have a copy of PDFs? Do it in there as well. We'll put you in the list.
We'll allow that on that one and the Hippo Discord. So, jump into either the Xbox Discord and put that down. Or, And what nights do you stream on?
Tuesday, Wednesdays, although this week we did Tuesday, Friday, due to Wednesday being tired.
Yes.
So we pushed it off. But it's always twice a week.
Yep.
We have a YouTube, which you can follow us on, which all the podcasts go on YouTube. We're on Spotify and iTunes and all the places. We have a website, the xboxcast.co.nz.
Sweet.
There's no excuse
to
find us.
You can find us everywhere.
In fact, you come on the podcast as well a few times.
I do occasionally, and I think in September I'm on for a few weeks, aren't I?
We could have a lack of Carl and Simone going on. So
we could.
So we might do some special guests.
Yep.
Shake it up a bit.
Sweet. We will have some big news in September as well.
There's a game coming out in September,
There
isn't there?
is, September 6th, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, by that small company. What are
I don't know. They weren't that big. They got bought by... bought by Microsoft. Not a lot. What, 7 mil? 70 mil? 7 mil?
Back of the couch money, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Good stuff.
Oh, well.
Cheers, guys.